WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them. You like, man, say it.
Randy said a Duke-a-thon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I'd be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
Most dangerous show in the morning.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. A partner to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I've been running. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy, say, to take it easy, say, feel so easy, say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy, say, feel so easy, say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time, I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get down, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. I didn't love you, you and I know I've been running. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy, say, to take it easy, say, feel so easy, say, easy to love. Easy, you make it easy, say, to take it easy, say, feel so easy, say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy. You make it easy.
WIIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Whoa. That's my Halloween voice because I went to Menards again and saw the Halloween decorations out. They had candy and everything. I was like, for real, y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping, but then I went outside and it did feel kind of folly. I told y'all, slippery slope. Kids go back to school this week. Kids going back to school this week. That means summertime is almost not summertime. Nope. I still don't think I've heard that song more than 3 times this summer. Mm-hmm. I think Will got it, but Will and Jada was out this weekend. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Mizzo for Shizzo in the house. Ruthie Mizzo for Shizzo. How you feeling today?
Wonderful. It's Monday.
Look at you. All blued out. Like, what is you, I see you got your blue and black on.
Cold?
Actually, it pops off on the screen like that. I'm blue too today. I'm actually blue on blue on blue. On blue.
With some red.
Oh, red bottoms. Thank you. Maze Jackson Show. They knock off red bottoms, so they're not real red bottoms. They not like Christian Louboutin.
They red underneath.
They red, right? They red on the bottom. Not red bottoms, red on the bottom. Yeah, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Gotta say what's up to my man DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler came back early. He seen me pushing them buttons too good. He's like, I seen Riis in the comments like, hold on, is he pushing them buttons? That sound like my show. You know, you do your job too good, you be like, dang. You know, you be like, did he? But we did miss you, Riis. I still didn't get to get up. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today, man?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. Just got in Chicago about 30 minutes ago.
Dog, you could have took it. You could have took the day. I was ready. I was ready to rock and roll.
I was looking at I went and replayed the show. I was looking at the show. I was like, man, these commercial breaks on. I was looking like, he's too. He ain't even moved the board, Ruthie, and just to see, he ain't see if I was coming back or not. He was already like,
I had it all set. I was like, you know, because I was ready to hit my bomb. Boom, right? See, you saw last week. Now, you know I stopped in here to mess around with it a little bit this weekend, right? So I was like, oh, so you mean I could load another that can put a whole nother 8 sounds on this bad boy. I was like, oh, I'm going to take me one of these bad boys home. Y'all going to be mad because I'm going to be coming back in here with commercials every day. And so now, and I'm going to be, you'll never find. Yeah, I'm going to be doing commercials and everything. Watch, I'm going to be at the crib like sound effects. You lucky I can't hook a third. I was trying to see if it was a way to hook a road to the road. And then be like, boom. Then you'd be like, man, if you don't stop pushing my buttons, because then I'll be doing both of them. But anyway, looks like we're locked and loaded, so let's say what's up. We got everybody here. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. I know he ain't put the soul plane on there, so I was getting ready to go and get me one of them the other day, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to take a jet, a rocket. And I was like, let me just leave Resport alone. All right, this weekend, it is back to school week. Things are changing and moving around pretty quickly. Ruthie, the boy, goes to orientation on Wednesday and back to school on Thursday. Uniforms and everything. So it's been I'm kind of excited. A lot going on. I'll talk about that at some point this week. We'll talk about what's going on. Back to school though. Did y'all take advantage of? What's today? Yep, the pumpkin has expired. You gotta pay taxes on the back to school. Look, and today is the day I was going back to school shopping. Tomorrow, and the taxes done expired.
You late?
Man, they did that joint on purpose. They know damn well black people is not buying school supplies 2 weeks early. Just not, and then with inflation, you're supposed to run that all the way to the second week of school. Because, you know, sometimes, man, you know how I be on school, when times be tight, you be like, what you got, what's the project? Huh, take these. You need glue and scissors? Huh, man? Your parents ever give you the stuff out the house to go to school? Like when kids used to get school scissors and you had to take the home scissors?
No, we always got new ones.
Oh, see, no. And I used to, I used to hate to have to take the home scissors.
But did they sharpen them for you at least?
No, some big old pinking shears. And don't let it be I couldn't find them and I had to take the ones with the teeth. Like, because my mom used to sew, and so they got ones that have teeth. And you'll be trying to cut your little thing out and it'll be conch, and it'll be like teeth instead of, so your flower, like if you was cutting out a flower, it'll look like a weed leaf.
But you weren't supposed to do it all the way. You were supposed to just use the little bottom before the teeth.
Really? Look at Riis.
Before the teeth. And
see, man, I ain't had the patience for that.
Yeah, and I definitely went to school with the big old scissors for 1 week.
Man, tell those time.
And to be honest, those were you weren't supposed to hide them.
Right, you know, they have children's scissors. Remember, you couldn't even.
Grade,
right. Remember, there was a whole long time before you could even get pointy scissors.
Yeah.
Man, I was in 2nd grade taking pointy scissors to school. Like,
scissors. Two of my classmates' scissors got to make my own. Yeah, definitely did that a couple of times.
Oh Lord! All right, y'all.
Man, pencil sharpener was a knife. Man, it was all.
Man, pencil. Man, do you remember when people called it pencil? Give me can I borrow a pencil?
You just sharpen it with a knife, Ruthie.
I hated that. That was like a black thing too, because all the white kids would come to school with their pencil sharpened, it'd be long. Black people had a little nub like this, and the lead be cut. Man,
Y'all had a handheld pencil sharpeners
at school eventually. But
I mean, y'all ain't get them in y'all's back to school supply kits.
Eventually,
you mean the little one with the little shavings on the top? Eventually,
them, yeah,
but you lose that. Yeah. You use that, and then you lose it. Your parents, and then like my parents would give me the pencil shaver sharpener that didn't have the catcher. So it was the kind that had the big globe on top, and it would catch the shavings, and then it was the kind you had to sharpen over the garbage can, and it was like a little razor blade in a plastic thing. You had that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they still got those? Do kids still use pencils?
Can you take a pencil? Can you take a blade to school? A pencil sharpener?
That's why it's in the thing.
Do kids use pens?
They don't know how to write. They don't know how to write cursive. So what?
It's not even taught in school anymore.
They're gonna be X. Senator Lightfoot brought that back though in Illinois.
That's good.
X.
I don't think they have pencil sharpeners no more.
Pencil. I love when people say pencil.
I ain't seen a pencil sharpener in a minute.
Probably do because I'm telling you, my son was like in senior year writing in pencil. I said, "What are y'all doing?"
I love writing in pencil though. Pencil is one of my favorite. Like I mean, I can write in pen well, but I love a pencil. I love a good pencil, sharpened to perfection, with a little erase with a. Ooh.
Remember the
Did you get
erasable ink?
Oh man, you thought you was the man. You had an erasable ink.
Yeah, you thought.
Man, do y'all remember whiteout?
Yes,
whiteout, and then did you have the kind where did you have the paste or did you have the little paper?
The paste.
Then do you remember when they had the little tube and you could just put the little paper down?
Yeah.
I hated that though. I was like, who gonna put that? I see it there still. Did you ever try to erase your ink? Like put a little lick your finger and then try and erase something? Man, I used to try and all right. Them was the kid tricks. The kid trick, the kid stuff the pencil box. What was your favorite? Did you get a lunch box? Did y'all have lunch boxes?
Not every time.
Man, we had lunch boxes, like steel 10 lunch boxes. Man, you used to be praying to get who was your lunch box. Like
was
you
y'all
would go
coal
to the
miners or something?
It kinda
like
you had man. We used to go to every year. That was the biggest thing you get for Christmas. I mean, for school was your lunch box, right? Your lunch, and you would go in. They had Superman. They have all it would be like costumes, and you would go in and the lunchbox displays would be up there. I might start collecting lunch boxes because No, because I remember you would want a Superman lunchbox. I remember I got hit by my lunchbox got hit by a car. What? And I thought I was gonna get a whooping.
It got smashed?
Yeah, I was crossing I think I was crossing 63rd Street. I might have been crossing Cottage. But I was trying to cross Cottage Grove at 5 years old. First of all,
you was in O Block at 5?
Actually, I lived at 63rd and Rhodes. 62nd and Rhodes. So I wasn't that far. 62nd and Rhodes. Matter of fact, I feel like I walked past it. I feel that actually O Block, the first McDonald's that I ever went to, is that McDonald's that's closed by O Block. But that's the first place I ever had a Big Mac or anything. Me and my mom used to live on 62nd and Rhodes, and we would walk there. That Rothschild's that's right there. I could vividly remember all of it as a kid, and then when I drive down there now and you see it all decrepit, I remember it from 6, 7, 8 years old. And
it didn't look like that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah, no. And you can't trust your memory as a kid. But yeah, that Rothschild's, if it was still open, man, I remember that bad boy. And that McDonald's, they upgraded that McDonald's. But the one right under the L, man, I remember that. You know how much that Big Mac was?
Like $1 or something.
$1.
Because I remember as a kid, and a Big Mac meal was $3.25.
Man.
Whoa. Yeah, Ruthie.
A Whopper meal was $3. A Whopper meal when I was in college was $3.79.
Yeah, Whoppers was $1 when.
Man, we used to have $1 Whopper sales. Yeah, I remember when I worked at Burger King, we have a Whopper for sale for $1. Boy, that drive you was making burgers forever and a day.
Telling you, used to bet. Even Popeyes, 3 wings, $3.26.
I remember when it wasn't no Popeyes. I remember when it was only one Popeyes in the city, and it was right next to Wiener Circle downtown on Wabash. But we used to walk. I feel like it's still there. They might have just closed it, but there was one Popeye, and I remember what kind of chicken is this? We would go there every time we went to the pawn shop. My dad fixed typewriters, and so he would go there every weekend, and I couldn't wait to go because I could make money spelling words, and we'd get some of that chicken. That Popeye's chicken. Boy. We already up in the air. Bud Billiken weekend. I had some comments and some thoughts on Bud Billiken. Shout out to the Chicagoland Mom Squad who I hung out with for Bud Billiken for the first time. This might have been the very first time I've been to Bud Billiken as a civilian. Like a straight civilian. And it was interesting. It was fun. You know what I'm gonna do? You know, when I went to Sundance Film Festival, they had the festival and then they had the alternative festival that was going on right there. Like at the same time, like so, like it would be all the traditional media and then all like the side media companies and little blah. They started their own joint, like, and so like you go to the mainstream media, but then like the alternate press would be all over here. I'm gonna do an alternate Bud Billiken broadcast next year. Like I'm gonna sit on I'm gonna set up a stage right there, and I'm gonna do my own live broadcast and do commentary on the Bud Billiken. We might do the Maze Jackson show from the Bud Billiken parade and do our own review because I was just thinking about how much it changed, and I feel like I have so much nostalgia surrounding the Bud Billiken parade, and I take it personally, sort of. And I want to talk about it because I really, I was sharing my opinions, and I feel like I wasn't intending to be disrespectful. It's just, like I really feel like I just had a Chicago then and now moment. And in expressing it, kind of, I think people got it, but I wasn't trying to offend the producers of the parade. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? You know how you remember anyway, I was an active participant for some years. And so it's just interesting. We'll talk about the Bud Billiken and the changes that occurred. What's with the weekend tragedies, though? Man. Starts out with the what they're calling a mass shooting in Auburn Gresham. One person dead, 4 in the hospital. Is it? So I think it's got to be 5 to be a mass shooting.
Is that the number?
I think it is. I think 5 is the mass. No suspect, no one in custody. Which just rings out to me. We just saw these y'all just let these people go. I no longer, Ruthie, just automatically believe that's us. I have now revised my thought process to start with, if they have nobody in custody, knowing that anytime it's something that they want to catch, they got somebody in custody. If it's nobody in custody, I am now assuming that it is the people who were in the car from Woodridge. You let them go. What was this? I'm just saying. Is that wrong of me to think? Like, I feel like we automatically, the first answer we be like, I wish Pookie and Ray Ray would stop shooting each other. And I wish Vladimir Volinsky from Rummelsville and Naperville would stop driving into the city with guns with 300 spent shell. Where did them shell casings go?
Exactly.
Okay. Did you see? I did not watch the video, but people say it was horrific. The fight at the Jeffrey Pub, in which 3 people were killed and 1 survived. Did you see the video? You watched it. Was it bad?
It was quick.
It was like it was quick.
Yeah, it was like, I mean.
They said it was a fight and dude grabbed the car.
I mean, it was like.
What you mean by he grabbed the car?
Riis. There was a fight, and then he hit 4 people with the car, 3 dead.
You mean he ran them over, right?
Yeah, they flew in the air, though, apparently.
Yeah, it was like super high speed.
They didn't see the car. I ain't trying to be like,
you couldn't have moved.
That's why I'm asking.
You would have had to been like, especially if you probably fighting and you not really paying attention.
Oh yeah, but like spidey senses or something like that.
Well, I mean, you hear
you
like
fighting. Reese, if you fighting, you worried
fighting,
about
you
them.
probably talking. You ain't hearing a loud engine like, you can kind of hear like as fast as that car was going. It had to rev up. It was, yeah. I wouldn't watch it if you don't want to see it.
If you said I wouldn't watch it.
Like it wasn't like, but if I know that has to be difficult for like a family to to be going through that and then to have that video circulating in that way, that's kind of what I always think about when videos like that go viral. Like, you know, people that know those people,
they gotta keep seeing it over and
like
over
and over. So you gotta so that's like
it.
Yep. So that's like I think one of the challenges with those like gruesome viral videos.
And my concern is that if the way they described it in the paper, somebody is going to turn it into a, like they said, people flew in the air.
Yes.
So I feel like somebody's gonna be
like, like slow-mo it and all that. I mean, it was very fast. Like, yeah.
Tragedy. Mm-hmm. Like, and Jeffrey Pub, 71st, and that's right, Hope. Jeffrey Pub, you know Jeffrey Pub. You know Jeffrey Pub. Jeffrey Pub has been a classic location in the LGBTQ community, for the black LGBTQ community, forever and a day. So we are praying for all of the families involved. Let's just put it there.
We gotta stop fighting.
Okay, we have stopped fighting. That's what the car was for.
No, I'm talking about how these situations
escalate.
Like, it's like people just go from
0 to 100,
from squared up to shooting or squared up to running over. Like, but all of the, like, it's just one of those things where it's just like stuff escalate, and you could literally just be crossing the street at nighttime in the wrong place at the wrong time, and something happened to you, and you ain't got nothing to do with these people that's fighting right here on the corner. That's what I always think about when people be escalating these situations. Like, if you're going to fight somebody, okay, fight them. But why you got to go now and get your car and do all this? Why you not got to take the gun and spray these bullets? Like,
because a lot of times it's either you feel like you can't do nothing about it, you're going to lose.
It's ego and pride. If you get into your car and you're driving toward the fight, if you ain't going to pick up your people that's fighting, like, just go the other way.
So wait, was they people there together?
Who knows? Because from my vantage point, when I just looked at the video, I said, how did that car distinguish between who they hit? Was they just trying to hit everybody that was fighting each other? Because wouldn't you? So it's just one of those things where I just hope that people pay more attention to your surroundings. Like, don't be in the street fighting.
Ruthie? That's why I be at Obsidian.
It do make you want to stay in the house.
Man.
And honestly, you can't even go to Great America.
Good Lord. Speaking of that, first of all, I was literally just going through the whole thing about, which I'm glad that they go at midnight.
And it's a classic back to school thing that people do.
The end of the summer, go to Great America the weekend before you go back to school. The fact that 3 people were shot in the parking lot, do we have any details on that? Did they get away? Did they catch anybody?
Maze, I'm like you. When I hear some shots and I don't hear nobody get caught, I'm thinking of the AR boys.
Right. They showed pictures. People was ducked down behind the
But normally with stories like that, right? They would report it to say, because they always want to put people at ease. So they would say, this was a domestic, or this was a dispute that spilled over. But absent of those types of details, it does make me think, was this a random person driving through the parking lot spraying bullets?
I just got to tell you my new thought process. So you know what the first thing I thought was, right? If this was pre-Inglewood, Vladimir, I'd have been like, damn, was we out? I was like, they done moved Chuck E. Cheese to Great America. I feel like Great America to me has always been a safe zone. Like, I feel like,
yeah, because it's far away, so you got to have gas to get up there.
And ain't nobody got time to be getting locked up in Gurney and can't get home. But I do feel like Great America has always been like a safe zone. Like, to me, shattering it does. I don't even know if I've ever seen anybody get in a fight at Great America.
I ain't even ever seen nobody arguing at Great America.
Because you too busy with your girl. You and your girl dressed alike. Do people still do that?
You know they
Go
be
to Great
dressed
America
alike.
and dress up the same.
Reese and his girl, they dress alike. They be wearing them
I gotta hang with y'all.
them
Man,
pellies.
I done seen all that. I done seen fights.
At Great America?
Yeah, I done
When
hung
did you
out
go
with
on a
people.
free day on a half price Coke can day or something?
That's probably it.
You got to pay full price, brother.
I just went with my people. I should have left in Chicago. You know how it's certain people that you can't take out of Chicago. You be like, come on, yeah. I done been with people with folks and they didn't got thrown out for stealing.
Oh, your people was the ones that was fighting and stuff. Okay.
Stealing?
Yeah.
What they steal?
From them little stores.
Little stores. You know,
They be looking like it's a sweet. Them places.
out.
Them places got the most security.
Man,
they
we
got
walked
people
out.
camera. They had security before we even knew. They was cameraed out before we knew what cameras was.
We walked out and some men came. I'm like, bro, I ain't steal nothing. We ain't steal nothing. We got money. I got money. We got money. We ain't got.
Sir.
He pulled out his bag. I'm looking like, nah.
What, he steal a stuffed animal or something?
$20 shirt.
Oh, wow.
Get out of here, you right throw him out. I'm finna go hop in line.
You, for real, you did that?
Yes. I didn't pay for this. You go sit in the car. Here you go. Here go the car key.
Probably hot in the car.
I tell you what, you
Here
sit
go the
back.
car key.
Here go the car. You better just give him. You better just give me the door key. Because if you tell me I gotta sit here and I got the key to the car, I'll be back in Chicago on your ass.
Would you come back to get him?
Listen,
I'll send you a plane.
When this thing is over,
you kicked me out. You made me. I stole
but you
something.
the one that did something.
You the one did.
That's how situations escalate.
You brought me out here.
That's how things
brought me out
escalate.
here knowing who I am. You knew you could not put me around all this. Come on, man. You know the people, and you already knew. You know it's people that you be like, man, you can't. Do not mess around. We too far away from home. Like the only time I seen somebody get in trouble like that is when they part of a church group. Right? They part of a church group, and the church group pick up everybody, and everybody get an $8 ticket. Man.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. I ain't never seen nobody get. You stole from Great America. Where you think you was gonna go?
That man, they walked up on us so smooth, and I was like, man, listen, I feel insulted at this point. Like, what do you mean? That man pulled that shirt out of his book bag. I looked at him like,
bro, go to the car.
Oh man, huh? He like, either y'all gotta leave or he gotta leave. What they call he leaving. I'm going to the Raging Bull. See you later, mama. Hold yourself accountable, man. Take a nap.
You stole from Great America. I just never seen nobody steal from Great America.
That stuff be costing a lot.
That's what, man. I used to. That's the whole thing with Great America. I remember the first time I had $100 to go to Great America. And I lost it all trying to shoot some basketball hoops. Mad didn't even get trying to win. It just they look so easy.
Here's the trick: if you ever want to win, especially if you got money, what you want to do is you want to go to the thing that you spray the gun and then you race to the top.
Uh-huh.
So all you have to do is win 3 times. After the 3rd time, then you get one of the really big prizes. And you only need to play against, I think, one other person. So you just pay for the other person to play, to lose, or to win. It doesn't matter. So, like, you and your girl play against each other. One of y'all win 2 times, and then you just combine both the things and win the 3rd time. And now she had a big teddy bear, and you spend like $25. Like, hey.
I feel like that's
hack,
that's not a hack. That's cheating.
That's not cheating.
I want to beat everybody, but I always thought about I wanted to be one of the dudes that used to walk around Great America with one of them giant things on my back. But I was like, "What'd you do when you went on a ride?"
Yeah, exactly. I had some friends that stole somebody's teddy bear too. That didn't went on that.
You leave it sitting down, it's gonna be gone.
So like
leave at your own risk.
He put it down, and dude hopped on, and dude said, "I'm not, man." He said, "I ain't finna ride this ride. I'm finna go get that bear." He went. Hopped over the thing, skipped the ride while the dude is on the ride with his hands up yelling. He came back, mom.
It'd be like, you know what? And it's like, that be the moment when you can't find something. And you be like, did these niggas get me all that quick? Like the other day, I left my phone in the car for like 2 minutes. It fell between the seats. But I promise you, I was like, and I did not lock the door. I was like, man, I ain't been gone 2 minutes. Did these niggas get me this quick? Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Reis, from is not fun.
Reis, oh God. And to get stole from and you think you lost it and you be looking,
It's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough to make you want to escalate something.
Oh, don't steal from me. Just ask 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 me. Don't steal. Don't steal. Don't
After that, you can't even walk around. I'm like, all right, now because he come over here, see that bear, and think I'm with you. Stay over there with that.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what else we got. R. Kelly trial begins today in Chicago. Federal case. He's back at it. They said obstruction of justice. Some people we know, and well, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but apparently he's not going on trial by himself. If he gets sentenced for this one, 55 years mandatory.
He might as well get comfortable up in there.
He telling.
There ain't nothing to tell.
He about to sing, if you know what I mean. He sing. You know how like every morning you listen to your song. I wonder if he played Jada Kelly not guilty before he go to court.
He should tell. You know how
who he gonna tell on? What he gonna? They ain't give. He already sentenced. He can't get a reduction.
All the parents.
Tell he can
all the co-conspirators.
Yeah,
like Frank Lucas. Remember how he started telling?
Ooh, didn't they kill Frank Lucas when he got out though?
No,
Frank Lucas dead, Joe.
He did not get killed when he got out. He was just on. He was just
maybe a couple years. He got whacked. Google it.
No, Frank Lucas did. Eminem was doing them shows on like.
And that's when Muggs was like, "I'm still mad at your ass," and
he was still alive when they did the movie.
Right. And then after that, okay, Google, okay, we gonna. I'm pretty sure Frank Lucas got killed, just like Alpo got killed. Speaking of attack, though, do you remember Salman Rushdie? All right, so when I was a kid, there was this guy. First of all, do y'all remember the Ayatollah Khomeini? Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about Salman Rushdie because, man, y'all remember the Ayatollah Khomeini? Do you remember the Ayatollah Khomeini, Riis?
No, that is. What is
okay. First of all, to the what's in it for the black people media people, please tell me somebody out there remembers the Ayatollah Khomeini. Y'all don't remember the Ayatollah Khomeini? That dude was like one of the scariest dudes of my childhood. We're going to talk about him when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Riis, and Ruthie.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Official Monster Truck Series. Witness the world's best drivers competing in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Be part of the action.
Let's hear it! Make some noise!
Brought to you by Great Clips. Get your savings coupon from participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena September 16th through 18th.
Hey, Chicagoland! All roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? That time is now 6:46 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. As we head over to sports, the Chicago Cubs lose 8-5 against the Cincinnati Reds, as the White Sox get the win 5-3 against the Detroit Tigers. In the WNBA, the Chicago Sky will blow out the Mercury 82-67. Let's head over to traffic now in Kennedy. Overhead to the Loop will be 23 minutes. Outbound will be 17. On the Edens inbound as well as outbound will be 28 minutes. On the Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 30 minutes, 27 minutes back out to Thorndale. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 36 minutes. Outbound will be 30. On the Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 52 minutes, 24 minutes to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes on the north side. Today's weather, it is 73 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 70. I'm Reese the Ruler. Happy Monday. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler and my girl Ruthie Moore, who does not know who the Ayatollah Khomeini is. Y'all don't remember the Iran hostage crisis? Y'all remember that either?
I know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
Man, that was one of the scariest times in America, man, for me growing up. It was when the U.S., all those hostages were kept in Iran for all those days, and the Ayatollah Khomeini, man, I'd never seen.
They did a movie on that, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you.
And they escaped.
Yeah, and I'm with you.
Ben Affleck did the. That was I can't think of. Look, he did a movie about it.
I got you. So you saying like
And they was the actors to get it, but that was the first wave. The other ones got stuck.
Oh.
That's the people who got out. The ones who didn't get out, it was hostages that stayed for like 300. And they used to show them on TV every day with their faces wrapped up, and they would march them through and it would be like, you had never seen American hostages like on TV, and they was stunned.
How to get free?
The Ayatollah Khomeini made a deal with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan paid for him, but he said, don't do it until after Jimmy Carter is gone. So, like, they imagine you at the hostage and the Americans saying, we want you to let our hostages free, but you got to hold them until after the election. Mm-hmm. Then the day that Ronald Reagan won was getting sworn in, they let him out. It was crazy, Joe. But you know that Ronald Reagan was devious, man. That's the same dude that Iran-Contra. I'm just telling y'all. Did y'all watch the story about the Reagans? That was a good one because they told on Nancy. Boy, oh boy. They told some stories about, they said Nancy was the old school strawberry. If you remember NWA. She was highly, you remember the NWA song? Strawberry was the neighborhood. Yo, y'all remember that?
Oh.
Not old. Close though. They said Nancy Reagan was like she was the best. She was known for providing the best stimulus for Hollywood executives, and she got Ronald with that.
Oh wow.
And she was like, I'm keeping, anyway, I'm gonna let it go. But that was a story. Y'all gotta watch that because it was like, they used to put about her like that in the paper. Like in the Hollywood newspaper, they would be like, Nancy Davis was caught under the desk. Y'all gotta watch. The Reagans was crazy, Joe. Like that was a real Like that was like one of the most interesting things to watch when you see like, and then it was on in comparison to Donald Trump, and it was like how Reagan and Trump did the same. Like, did you know that Ronald Reagan used the "Make America Great Again" slogan?
I did know that.
Like Donald Trump like literally mimicked a whole bunch of Reagan/Hitler moves, but I'll let that be. What else? Kenwood and Hyde Park had their all-class reunions this weekend. I didn't even know black schools really had reunions. No, let me stop. Speaking of that, depending on what school you went to, though, like if you went to Robeson, I don't know if Robeson still have a class reunion. How many Chicago? First, okay, and we're gonna have to talk about this story that's in the paper. I did not do it today, but did you see that CPS is gonna drop by 15,000 students potentially? Mm-hmm. And dropping, they say that's a good thing. For who?
Why they say that? Because more resources are going to be able to go or something to the students?
They said, yeah, they're going to redistribute the resources. But then they were showing all the schools that were going to close and the reading and math proficiency, and these schools got like 2%. How is that possible? So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to save that story for another day, though, because I don't have time for it today. I said Salmon Rushdie, Auburn Gresham. Did you know that 1,800 parking meters have been added since Mayor Lightfoot has become the mayor? And we get no part of the revenue, but guess what part we do get?
What part?
The tickets. And so those 1,800 new meters have generated an additional $14 million in revenue. And the mayor is placing meters, like she's now placing meters to balance the budget on ticket revenue.
I mean, it's much easier to place them since you don't got to put one by everything and maintain that one. It's high tech. They done made it fancy. Park Chicago.
Did they put a star on it too? Like Park Chicago. They should just call it Ticket Chicago. Like our ticketing program.
You download the app.
I got the app. And that bad boy, but now they done did the thing where they done turned it off so you can't renew. So like when you can't renew, you gotta go. Well, that's crazy though. I feel like
I get why they do that, like put the limits on it. But come on now, I'm paying. Let me stay there. I guess they want you to maybe possibly go back to your car and decide to leave to free up the space for somebody else.
That used to be the rule. That used to be. Now it's just straight revenue because they don't ticket you. Have you gotten a ticket from a city police? Like
if I see police writing tickets, then
they don't even got police no more. They got
be
street
egregious
teams
or something.
Oh no, they got street teams now. They roll in vans. Like they look at they literally take the event list from my inside sources. They look at like Eventbrite. They look at like all the big events and all the big festivals, all the parties, all the clubs. They literally put people in vans with the machines. They walk the block, scan it. The block gives them a report of all the tickets and starts printing the tickets. And they just, so that they do it quick.
They got to do it quick.
Right, because somebody going to punch you in the mouth.
Straight up.
You think a ticket, no. Yeah, I ain't going to say that.
That's a dangerous job.
You think so? You just be like, man, please don't give me a ticket. They don't even talk no more.
No, exactly. It's a dangerous job. I think they've been instructed not to negotiate.
Yeah. How long for you think they put meters on Madison and Pulaski? Like the real ones and enforce them.
I was just gonna say it is.
There's meters, but they ain't the big new ones. It's the old ones. When do you because mugs be feeling like the parking spots on Madison is their store.
Who you gonna send over there? who gonna feel?
Man, can you imagine being assigned to Madison and Pulaski?
It got to be a floater's job. It got to be one of them jobs where you do it Monday, you do it Tuesday. Like nobody is gonna feel safe enough to go in my 5 days of work. You want me to go? You know what I'm saying? Because now, what happened if bro said, "Hey, man, that's my car. I'm sorry, so that's my." You right? That is your. Like nobody is gonna really.
I mean, it would cut. It would cut down on the parking lot pimping.
No, it would cut. Somebody gonna come up short.
There are some areas in Chicago where if you park at a meter that you ain't gotta pay because ain't nobody about to come and enforce it.
Madison and Pulaski.
There are some areas like that.
When he get back to his car, they're gonna be waiting on him. they gonna be, and they gonna.
Man,
say,
if I lose my car, if I get on the boot list because you putting these, hey man,
pay your tickets.
they think it's they block. What you mean? That's what I gotta say.
I give the tickets on this block. Right. I got all this parking. This is my spot.
Right.
Man, people get up and be at their same parking spot.
Park every day, right?
Ain't paid nothing.
Right.
So I can't even go into the store to conduct my business because I can't find no parking
yes,
spot.
you can. You can park right across the street.
No, it's parking.
It's plenty parking.
I want to park in front of the store that I'm going into.
Depending on that's the store. Which store? You trying to interrupt my store on the
Big Tony Park? Yeah.
Well, tell
man,
Big Tony
the movie
to feed
van, the
meter.
bootleg man. Okay.
He don't feed the meter.
How you got a van, a barbecue grill, a table,
They
all
don't
this
got
set up?
Barbecue go to Wiley's. We got to look. There's an ecosystem.
How you got your table? You out here vending in the parking spaces?
Hey man, they vend in the street. They vend in the middle of the street. Edibles, rocks, blow. I got tapes. Man, you drive down Madison Pulaski in the middle. Man, please. Okay. All right. Go ahead. When they put a meter on they talking about putting meters on residential blocks.
Yeah, right.
See, but those are you can just vote them out. It's just like how it's.
You cannot vote them out.
A meter on a residential block.
Yeah, you can, man. I'm
who talking about that?
Tell
me,
that.
so I could put one on their block.
Just like a.
It's not the alderman. It's in the book. It's in the thing, yo. Like they got the right to expand the meters. Yeah, they do. They don't.
Ain't it LAZ or something? What's up?
Last part.
I wish they would.
I'm saying, okay. I remember when they said that about Cottage Grove.
What about it? Who is feeding the meter on Cottage Grove? Past University of Chicago.
Are you feeding the meter on Cottage Grove?
Not yet. Maybe when Obama Library get a little more popping.
75th?
Right now, ain't nobody feeding no meters over there. Who enforcing it? The parking people, they going to get their rest.
The target. Okay, when you wake up, okay. Y'all ain't never got a ticket on Southside. How's the Southside the most ticketed part of the city then?
It depends on what part of the Southside, because what they do is they hit them blocks up super early. Like they ain't out during regular hours.
They sneaking ticking.
Yes, it's stealth.
They sneak ticking. That's the boots.
Because they already know what it is.
And what is it, Ruthie? Is it different? Why is it different on the South Side and the West Side? Now, I just said Madison. She was telling the West Siders they got to pay. Now the South Side.
Because they be taking up too many parking spaces.
Look, racial. It's racial. Look, now she was literally just saying, get them make them pay. Then but they know what it is. Damn, South Side. Just look at the shade just built in, baked in. Riis, she literally was just saying ticket to people on the West Side.
Not to our residential. Like you can't do residential. But if it's literally in front of, if you are posted up in front of stores, just literally just post it up. Like where I'm supposed to park at.
There's plenty of parks because the people who posted up need you to park too. They need the foot traffic too.
Right. I need to pull up spots.
They will tell you, look, if you want to shop out of my van, these two spots or these two parks is out, we got reserved parking for you.
You never say, man, pull up in front of that red car, man. But you can't park in front of the red car.
That's a tow zone. That's a bus stop.
I got this. This tow zone.
That's what you don't
We got valet. We got car wash service. Oh Lord,
car wash service.
Hey man, I love the funniest thing be when people be parking in the neighborhood, parking down by our house, and the shorties come out and say, "You want me to watch your car?"
Sure.
I know they don't.
I was like, that's a good racket. I need to do that too. Because they be parking straight up on my block and walking to the United Center. And I'd be like, there's a big sign that says, no United Center parking. I ain't seen a ticket person come here.
I was just going to say that because when I used to, drive and stuff like that, I had left and I was like, oh my God, I forgot. But they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't. So like
I don't pay for a permit. And they look, when the shorties come, I'm going to start standing outside for the games too and being like, you need me to watch your car? They do it at the Wrigley Field. They do. They be like, you can park here. I'll take $50. Thank you. I mean, I could just put a chair right in front of my house. And every time it's a Bulls game or a concert, excuse me.
Well, my whole thing is after you do, like, I'm watching your car. Like, what am I supposed to do when the police come or the tow truck come in? No.
Bro, I'm watching your car to make sure I'm watching your car to make sure the windows don't get broke.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm watching. I'm watching to make sure your car don't get broke in.
Oh, okay, all right.
Right? You got to deal with. Now, if you want to park illegal, that's a whole nother thing. Now, I could negotiate for you.
Park in the back for.
Now, you want to park in the back? Look,
it's $100.
$100.
Hey man, I done seen some people. Okay, did I tell you I went to Lil Rel's comedy show this weekend? So I went. Shout out to Lil Rel. He did his comedy special at the Chicago Theater. The West Side showed up, and we was smoking. They was smoking on. Hey, and I met a lot of y'all. Hey, Barn. Sorry. Crucial Conflict was there. Why Wild Style leave? I'm mad that Wild Style wasn't there. But shout out to Kilo, Never, and gosh darn it, Kilo, Never. I can't think of what's okay, I can't think of it for the life of my name now. I need to stop. All right, y'all. So I went to that Lil Rel comedy show for his HBO special. I can't wait to see what that's gonna be like. All right, look, y'all. It is amazing, man. Black people smoke anyway, right? Joe, I walked into the Chicago Theater, and it was like, I was like, for real? Like, I went and sat at the top, and I just sat there and inhaled. Like, then I was like, oh no, monkeypox! I was blowing it out. Seems like that. Oh, then did you hear GN Bank is moving back to Chatham?
Why? I
don't know, because I just need to tell you. Cold Hard, thank you so much. Thank you so much. GN Bank, that is the worst bank in the history of banks. And I got an account there just to have an open account at a black bank. But I promise you, they have one teller that works the drive-through and the front. And I swear I saw goats walking through the lobby one day.
Maybe this time they'll come back a little bit better.
They like, give it to the blacks.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages. I'm going to hit the social media question of the day, plus our headlines. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Come out and join us for the All Black Women Matter Justice for Treasure Hendricks March on August 20th, 2022 at 8 a.m. on 15th and Western Avenue in Chicago, where her body was found. 35-year-old Treasure Hendricks was found dead on August 19th of 2021 in an RV trailer belonging to ex-CPD officer Charlie Bell. 1 year later, and still no investigation by CPD. We need to bring awareness to the city of Chicago that Black women matter too. We need your support.
Closer to my dreams, hey, guapole, the food tastes better. I stopped smoking squares, healing from the inside out, making repairs. I forgave some people, thanked them for the lessons, cause holding on to it, blocking my blessings. No more stressing, worry dishonors God, so I just pray, and I'm loving my odds. Mingle with like minds, gravitate where light shines. Graduate, masters, your rhymes ain't like mine. Big dank from the west side, this is my best self. Taking vacations, hoping the rest helps. Got a career now, loving what's ahead. My spirit is free from the stuff that I shared.
I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
I'm feeling so good now, walking on higher ground. Got got out the country, visit some new towns, made some new friends, let go of some bad ones. Soon as that took place, everything got fun. My lifestyle going up, opportunities showing up. I'm back where I wanna be, no headaches and throwing up. Reconnect with the homie, it's positive energy, vibes and wavelengths. It's all about frequency. I'm back with my first love, it feel like the first time. I'm back in the studio, this ain't my first rhyme. I wake up every day, blessed as heavenly. Before I ain't say much, now I got much to say. Raise my credit score, got rid of some past debt. Heard that's attractive, well call me a magnet. Plugged into an outlet, living life outright. All on my Kid Cudi, focusing day and night. Right?
Now ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about. I feel good now, ain't that what life's about? Thank you for new days, something to sing about. Let's do it a new way, more than just talk about. Today's a holiday, that's what it's all about.
Feel good. See, my state gets busy. That's the cardinal rule.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago! Yeah, that's all, folks. No, it's just getting started. I didn't even say what's up to the people from WBGX. Shout out to everybody tuned in to us, the Saints of WBGX that tune in every day at 6:30. They catch us on WBGX 1570 AM, or they catch us on the TuneIn app. You can give us a call at 872-259-7474. Now, if you are one of the long format, because somebody said, "Don't be calling us sinners. I am touched by the Lord, and I watch on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch." So if you watch on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you can get us every day from 6 to 9 a.m. on any of those streaming outlets. So I think I want to have a conversation. And I think that this is about time for you, Riis, to get the button ready. And when you're ready, just go ahead and hit it, and I'll go from there.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Is there a such thing as child or age appropriate anymore? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is there a such thing? You got the call? You got the phone? I gave it to you. You took it. 872-259-7474. I think I might have changed the password might be different. So if it is, do everything that you need to do, and if it won't let you log in, because it wouldn't let me log in, then I'll tell you what the password is. But before I started, so I have between Ruthie and Riis and my kids, y'all have made me understand that this ain't that. Like, this ain't what it used to be. The world is a lot different. The challenges are a little different. I want to tell y'all a story. I can't go too far into it, but if y'all, Ruthie, remember we was talking on Friday and I was telling you how I thought about the bar and the drink and then we had a conversation. And I was like, and the dude was like, no, I would never buy a woman
No,
a
he
drink.
said, Ruthie, you're right.
Right, he did.
But he was a millennial.
Right. So the thing was, I was saying that, a guy would buy you a drink back in the day and say, I send a drink to the person. And Ruthie was making it all stalkerish and you gonna kill me and murder me dead. And I was like, damn, what's wrong with, where is chivalry? And I was just thinking like, okay, Ruthie just don't know what she be talking about. I was thinking like, you know what, Ruthie? I'm gonna tell you, get you some heels and you gonna get some. But Ruthie, so we had at Obsidian, which shout out to everybody who came to Obsidian because it was exactly what I was trying to have. It was like the perfect eclectic mix of black Chicagoans. But the millennial was like, no, I would not buy a person a drink and send it to them. Ruthie, you're right. And I just was like, that's just unbelievable to me. But that just made me say, I could be just a touch out of touch. So that's why I'm asking you all, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is there a such thing as child or age appropriate? So I had the pleasure of hanging with the Chicagoland Mom Squad for Bud Billiken. I told you this is one of the first times I've been to Bud Billiken as a civilian. And I had the pleasure of being there while they were having wonderful margaritas in the morning. So it was lit.
Brunch Ritas.
It was, as the young people call it, lit. Lit. They was calling it lit. So I was kind of on the fence, sitting there with the Mom Squad. They was having brunch and giving away stuff. And shout out to Danielle. Shout out to all the Mom Squad. And I had the pleasure of, so you know me, I can't just be quiet. So, I be thinking I'm talking under my breath, but I really just be talking, right? And so I'm giving my commentary, and the moms are giving their commentary. And I started to see things in the parade that made me cringe as a dad. But I thought to myself, maybe it's just me, because I'm going to be honest. Not the first time, because I've heard inappropriate music at parades and events all the time. And I'm going to use Bud as an example, but just because it's so fresh in my mind. Mm-hmm. What age is it appropriate for a child to drop it? At what age is it appropriate for a child to pop it? Whether in a dance routine, at what age is it appropriate for a child to twerk? Now, I'm removing myself from the judgment because I have come to recognize that I am a little bit out of touch. Like, I was upset that 4 years ago, they played Bodak Yellow on the CPS flow. That was a problem for me. And they played the clean version, but even the clean version, because all the kids was not saying the clean version. They, not on the float, but, if you played Bodak Yellow, and I can't remember how it go, but anyway, if you played it, I can't remember how it go now, but I just remember.
The song?
Yeah.
Lil B, you can't F with me if you wanted to.
Yeah, right. So now, look, we ride down the parade route, and all the kids are like, da-da-da-da. That's it, right. And then Like the people on the floor, the parents on the floor don't know. The DJ is like, hey, I got this joint cracking. And all I'm saying is, are we really? Now, I realize that I am Preacher's Kid 101 who is out of touch out this world. What age is it appropriate? Now that was my, and I'm going to that. I'm not going to talk about. So I was watching the parade. I saw the kids dropping it, but then there was a moment, and this is funny because I was sitting next to Tamika, and I was sitting next to the mom squad, and there was this dance crew, Ruthie, that came through, and I gotta tell you, as a 51-year-old man, I felt, I was like, I could see that coming to a nightclub near me. And then when the girl, I'm saying, like, these weren't kids now. This was like a instructor crew, or they were like the instructors or whoever they were. But Ruthie, when the girl bent over, she had on one of them super short skirts. All I saw was cakes. And I mean, I wasn't going to say nothing, but then the moms, because they was a little tipsy, was like, oh, hell no! They went off. Because, I mean, like, so then, you know, it's the moment, like, does she have one? No, is she out here with no draws? And then you finally see the gold, like, but it's the gold, you know, you know how the girls, it ain't Spanx though. They're not Spanx though. So Spanx is like the cheerleader, you know, like, you know, when you was a kid and the cheerleaders went, you'll be like, ooh, but Bloomers. It was like, huh?
Bloomers.
Right. These girls were, and they was, I felt like if I would have took a picture, I'd have got in trouble. But I really wanted y'all to see it because they were grown. But when I say ass out, ass was out. I have no better way to put it. And we were like, dang, like this would have been appropriate for, like it was uncomfortable for me to look at as a man in the presence of women. Now, if we was watching it on TV, we probably would have been like, damn, Joe, you see that? But to know that it was at the Bud Billiken, and I know, because the little homie standing next to me, he was a shorty, he was like, I'm not moving. And I guess my question is there and this is not a diss of Bud Billiken. I want to make sure I'm clear with that. Because I don't know that they can review every dance group, but Ruthie, when I see the little girls hit the flow and pop it, I'm talking about pop it. And I always think about how it's like it's cute when the kids do the little dances until they doing the little dances. And I don't know if I'm crazy or not. Give me a call, 872-259-7474. Is there such thing as child or age appropriate at this point? Ruthie, and I want you to tell me without me being, like, I'm trying not to be judgmental. Like, because I know that it's like this ain't the old days where everybody, but I do feel like we got to say something for the kids to get older to be. Like, I mean, I know I grew up and I had to tell everybody, get it out the mud, and this ain't the, but like, dang, Ruthie, like, I'm telling you, like, I only felt justified in having that part of the conversation because all the women next to me was all saying the same exact thing. Like, I was like, does she have on underwear? They was like, dude, she got on some damn underwear. Ruthie, am I wrong? I don't.
Not necessarily. You ain't wrong necessarily. I do think that we see more inappropriate things because of technology and social media. I call them TikTok babies. Like, think about the way we used to learn dances back in the day. It was either just amongst your people, probably at home, or if you had like a school dance. No, not the Soul Train dances. I'm talking about like the latest new. What's a good way to say it? I'll just say like the latest new nasty dance. Like you learn those from going to
nasty dance.
I'm just using a term like nasty dancing. I don't even know what else to say it. Inappropriate dancing that you do when you are, I think was like juking, like Okay. So you learn. You didn't learn that from seeing it on TV. You learned it from likely being at a party and seeing people do it. And so you knew that I'm not supposed to do this if I'm around people who are going to deem this to be inappropriate. And y'all know what I'm talking about, them back to school dances where the teachers would come and like break up the young people doing the inappropriate dances, or the basement juke parties that some of y'all went to where y'all know y'all weren't supposed to be dancing like that. But there's a clear distinction between you knowing you're not supposed to do it and not doing that in front of adults who are going to be like, what are you doing? But I think we living in a time where it's now you can literally just take your phone and set it up and it's called content creation. So I do think that a lot of things are when you talk about age appropriate, and if we strictly talking about dancing and things like that, I do think we a little bit out of control with it.
Thank you. I
told you on Friday, it'd be tough for me. It was tough for me to be stopped at a red light and see the babies twerking and walking around with the buckets to get the money. I can do a footwork. I could do the rifle toss, but the dropping it, that one did something to me. So I'm with you.
Like,
I got another example for you.
Go on, Church.
Well, I'm just saying, because everything now that we used to do privately, you just see it more. People been dancing. Like I even think about what I deem to be the evolution of strolling. And when I see someone, I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that. But I still remember like, no, we used to do some of that stuff, but there was nobody with a phone broadcasting it. We were not doing it for the gram.
So I feel like we had a nasty party walk, like for late at the party when we was trying to close. But it wasn't like, I just feel like there are no limits. And like, I think we did stuff, but there are things that I just would not do in front of my parents.
You knew you weren't supposed, but now we do things for content creation. So whereas before you would cringe if you saw somebody with an old school video camera recording what you was doing in this party, like we know it was inappropriate, but there was lines and boundaries. You knew what you could and could not do in certain places or in front of certain people. Because if you ask me, that was when adults used to enforce stuff. Now they be twerking with the babies.
Well, that was what was crazy to me, is to see parents like, hold on, ma, you trying to do you leading it? You learn this? Then y'all wonder why I watch the Pink.
So
the strippers be teaching the babies go ahead, I'm sorry. In the Pink.
But I too sometimes have to make the distinction between a baby just dancing and then it looking inappropriate. That's because of my mind. The baby is just dancing, probably mimicking something they done seen.
Right. The baby, I'm not blaming them, but if the baby is doing Megan, right? Megan, so we're clear, was on Good Morning America for the series in the park. And she did bam, whatever her song is. And she was on the ground, like, I'm like, this is Good Morning America.
It's mainstream.
Lil' Kim was after 12. I'm cool.
But this is the thing, though.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Well, because I remember when twerking was like, I remember the height of twerking.
Ooh, I do too.
And I remember when it crossed over into pop culture, mainstream culture, and you would see the white girls dancing and doing it. Like the Miley Cyruses and all that. And your boy Jay-Z said, twerk, Miley, twerk. Remember that? He was exactly. He probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But I blame Jay-Z.
Well, see, you blame Jay-Z.
Yes,
blame Jay-Z.
Yes, I blame Jay-Z for that one. But also making it okay for that to be mainstream.
Well, I feel that Jay removed it away from our black children and sent it to the white children. In the spirit of Francis Cress Welsing, I don't agree with you. I think that he said if my kid's gonna be on TV twerking, yours too, right? Like I just feel like I guess my question is there such thing as age appropriate? And there's no I do feel like the babies don't know that they popping it.
No, they don't.
But somebody is teaching them. Somebody who taught them knows that they popping it, and we just don't know about all the people in the world that are just not good. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Is there anybody on the line? Don't nobody want to talk about this. They don't think it's nothing age appropriate. Is there such thing as age appropriate? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Caller, you there? Caller.
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, caller? Is there anything that is such thing as age appropriate anymore?
Well, first of all, good morning. Love the show. Love the content. In regards to that topic, there is always behaviors and content that's age appropriate for children. It's just a matter of what they're exposed to and what they're allowed to do. Like you were talking about with the dance, that's totally inappropriate for a young girl to be doing. And in my opinion, if you allow your child to do that, that's bad parenting. I have two daughters. Would never allow their mother and I would never allow them to do those sorts of dances. I mean, when they were younger, we had them in ballet. Would never let them do any of the little booty dances and all the things that they're allowed to do, but they're exposed to so much. I mean, even some of the content that you see in cartoons is questionable. The ads that you see in commercials on television, the content that you see in movies, it's all they're just exposed to way too much. And it's the job of the parent or the guardian to make sure that this is explained or this is removed from them so they reduce as much of that exposure as possible. But it's just a whole different world. I'm just real glad I'm not raising young kids, and mine are grown now. I'm a couple years older than you, so I've done that. But it's really a trying time for kids. But there's just so much negativity out there. We really need to get a handle on this because it's only going to get worse.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, caller. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Is there any such thing as age appropriate? Reese, we got any callers? Callers, are you there? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. And is there a way to tell people?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's up, Anthony? How you feeling, man?
No, this ain't. This is Harold.
Oh, who is it? Oh, Harold. Oh, what's up, Harold? Harold, I seen you. You were snapping off. What's up, man?
Man, look, I got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, okay? And they tried to pull that, and I looked at it like my grandparents would look at it. Like, don't play with me. This stuff is getting out of control. There's one song that they played. I'm just like, man, and people are just like cheering this shit on. Cheering this stuff on. And like, ain't nothing wrong with this. And I'm wondering, and I'm sitting back looking like, this is why our community looks the way it looks. You mean to tell me Bud Billiken think this is okay? And I'm looking at white folks who was out there just looking like, what is it? I have worked and have been to other parades, and you do not see them acting the way they do like that. It's like a free fall.
Jesus.
I am pissed. Now, granted, I am a millennium class of 05, to CBS. Now, there was a time where, certain music certain things you didn't do or you didn't say because, adults were around. It's like the doors are open. Whatever you're doing in private, hey, your mom or dad is probably competing with you. And this is sad. And I have reached out to the Chicago Defender and have yet to receive a phone call yet to say, hey, we need to do something. But 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I reached out to him, somebody on the other line had the nerve to say, sir, we can't monitor everyone that comes through here. That's bull crap. It's like this is only accepted in our community. And to have all these politicians out there, and you mean tell me you all can't use your position, your power, or influence to say, hey, we need to change this up. This is buffoonery. I felt like Uncle Russell.
Ooh.
I felt like, what is this? I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
But hey, I love your morning show.
Thank you, brother. Harold EK, I saw you on social media snapping off, and you put some audio up there. That's our man Harold EK Williams. Shout out to CVS Cavaliers as well. Hey, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Hold on one second though. Go ahead, Ruthie.
No, I was just gonna say, y'all ain't crazy. Somebody just text me, a man that I dearly love, and said, wow, that's crazy what May said about little girls twerking. That's why I changed from watching the parade on Saturday. I thought it was just me.
No, y'all. Okay. So I also had the pleasure of viewing the parade with my lovely niece who is about to go to high school. Right? And I'm glad she was sitting next to me because I was going off. I bet I never see none of my, and I gotta tell you guys, I'm not immune to this because I will never forget, right? As a single dad, I was divorced, and I went into my daughter's room, and her friend were practicing twerking. And I sent the deck up. Like, people had to go home. I confiscated phones. I think it may have ruined, it may have really created a giant rift and I was just like, this is not acceptable. Y'all not finna be, I don't care. And I called everybody's parents, and everybody was looking at me like, why are you blowing this out of proportion? I'm like, cause look, they are in 8th grade. On their heads, trying to do something they done seen on the video that I know the ladies on the videos. You can't be doing that. And it's like this whole stripper culture has permeated mainstream for us.
But hold on, because it's not just stripper culture.
What is it?
It's the music
that accompanies it.
Which, I don't know which came first, but now stripper rap and all, I call it stripper music, has pervaded what is considered to be hip hop, and it's even spilled over into the R&B.
So have y'all seen Issa Rae's rap stish? She got a new TV show called Rap, and it's about rapper girls, and that's really what it's about. It's about, man, Joe, it's crazy. It's about girls talking about being hoochie mamas. And so let me say this. I'm not here to judge you for grown folk stuff. I really am not. Because I feel like Betty Wright, I feel like there's always been an appropriate place for nasty. Right? Prince was nasty. But I didn't listen to Prince was sitting next to my mama. I do.
It's technology. You ain't have access to it. You had to take some additional steps to gain access. And generally those steps were more monitored by an adult figure.
So I just think though, Ruthie, even for all of the stuff there are certain things that with my mama here, we ain't doing. And I'm not just saying it's because it's like, that's why I'm saying, is there something that is do we believe in age appropriate anymore? And does the cell phone take that away?
Yes.
Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning. Byron here.
Byron. Go ahead, Byron. Let's hear it. Happy Monday.
I'm waiting. Hey, thank you, sir. I'm waiting for
you trying to be cool?
You
trying to be cool? No, I see you being calm.
Devo usually speaks the truth. See, you have to go around the bush to say it's inappropriate. That's all you're doing. You go and run a bush and try to make, times are changing and the phone is here. And it's 11% of the black youth that go to school in Illinois do math at grade level. 23% read at grade level. And what we got is all this nonsense going on? Wait a minute. Those people who are doing that should be having to have at least a 80% reading, 80% math before you can go into that line of thinking. We're degrading ourselves. You want to say it. You're making all these excuses. You would not have your little kid in that parade doing that. You know it, Maze. I don't know how many kids you have or whatever kids you have, but if you had a young lady in that parade, you would not have her doing that. You know it. Where are the parents? The parents don't care. 11% doing math at grade level, 23% at reading level. The parents don't care.
Stop. Hold on. Byron. Let me back up, because I gotta push back on the part that the parents don't care. Let me say this, because kind of what I was thinking as I was looking at a lot of those groups is the parents do care. They may not know better, or they may not have exposed, because it means something to make your kid go to practice, to be in something, to get a uniform, to do something. Now, I would say that I don't know that we always know what is age appropriate. But I got to tell you that if a parent is putting their kid in a dance group or something along those lines, and they're out there walking in the hot weather, pushing these big ass speakers, they got to have some sort of care for their children. I just don't know that they have the rights. They haven't been coached in the right way. But I don't know that they don't care, because I did see like mamas out there proud. They was proud of their babies breaking it down.
And what does that say about us? Well, what does it say about the parents? What does that tell you about the parents?
They need help. We need help.
Right.
That they have put every pitfall in front of us, and Jesus, it's like if they don't get us with one, they're going to get us with the next one, So that 11 and 23 that you talk about, to me, is the people that were able to get over all of the pitfalls that were put in front of them. I don't think that anybody, and I got to say this, I don't think that anybody out there wants to be doing bad. I am just convinced that people don't know the difference.
What's the priority, though, Maze? What's the priority for your kids? To make them happy, or to make them smart so they can get a job and be self-independent? What's the priorities? Tell me what the priorities are for our kids.
Byron.
But I fully well that we're behind. What's the priorities?
Byron, I am with you that those are, but everybody, you like, don't be mad, Byron. All I'm saying is, Byron, I truly believe like that people don't necessarily know better. And if you haven't seen somebody get up and go to work every day, because we got 40% unemployment of black males in the city of Chicago, I just don't think it's all just like, oh, I don't care. I think it is, man, there is a system that is in place. And it's like, if you get through, Byron, me, you, and most of the people that listen to this show have figured out that white supremacy, right, is in the place, and it ain't nobody coming to save us. In the meantime, but we also recognize that there are factors that are happening to us. And I think that what I saw was the outplaying of those factors being put on certain people. Like, if you don't know no better, right? If you think that it's okay to be singing, because this your chance out the hood, and you don't see your way, because only 89% of you don't even read at grade level. Like, man, what is the expected outcome? And how do you know you're not doing better if you ain't really seen better? If you doing better than your parents or equivalent to your parents, and y'all ain't never seen, I don't think that a parent that lets their kid sing Bodak Yellow to them, like, I'm not surprised what my kids know when they listen. But the fact that you, like, we singing it together, one of us got a problem, and it ain't the kid. That's all I'm saying. Devo called because Byron done got mad at me. Put Devin and Byron on the phone together. Devin, Byron, meet each other live on the phone. What? Put them both on. Bring what? They are?
Yo, what's going on, bro? What's up, Ruthie? Welcome back, Riis. Hey, man.
Byron is on the phone too, man. He wanted to talk to you, so I kept him on.
Yeah, thank you, man. Go ahead, man. Hey, bro, tell him.
Hey, bro. We have to raise the standard of black life in Chicago. Period. Point blank. Dog, we are losing. We are failing. We are failing ourselves. We are failing our ancestors. We are failing our children. Period. This Bud Billiken thing is a very simple solution. The organizers, they must ban the certain type of frequency music, and the dance groups should perform the routines before they are allowed in. And you have to let traditional African dances in to balance it out. So you can fix this in about 2 or 3 years, but at this rate, you're going in a decline so fast that it's going to bottom out, and then at some point it's going to be something explicit, and then that's what's going to kill it. So you can change this. You just need to change the frequency, and the organizers can do this. First thing, needs to be an ordinance to stop letting these girls dance at the side of these streets. That's very dangerous and exploitative. That's the first thing that should be done. Stop letting these men teach these girls how to twerk. That's the other thing that needs to be done. So if it's just people walking, repping their school, that's fine because it's supposed to be back to school anyway. It ain't supposed to be about them dancing. Where the marching bands at? This is low hanging fruit. We can fix this. This ain't kill the sacred cow. That's what it's a mindset change that Black Chicago needs, bro. It's a mindset change, dog. I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. Y'all should have never let me go back to the crib. I done seen it. You can change Chicago. I just don't think people want to because they holding on to the past and these sacred cows. They developing stuff in Atlanta. They got new stuff in Atlanta. I ain't got no new stuff.
Yes,
y'all ain't got no new stuff. Where the new stuff at?
In the West Loop.
No, y'all don't.
It's in the West Loop.
In the West Loop? Bro, the West Loop ain't got nothing on Buckhead, bro.
Yeah, it do. I bet you we do. But that's a whole nother conversation. We don't gotta have a fight over that.
Anyway, you can change. Like I said, you can change the Bud Billiken and what you're seeing in the Bud Billiken, and that will make it grow. If you make the changes now, you will see a great growth in it. It can be a very big thing, but you have to get the entertainment portion in check. If you want it to grow, but it ain't. Is it sustainable for Black Chicago? It needs to be a tough discussion. Who organizes it? I don't know, but you can change it, bro. You just got to balance it out with some more non-exploitative things. And letting these girls get up in there and dance is a slippery slope, and it doesn't set them up for respect from their male peers, and it's just a bad look for the young ladies and the girls. But you can change it, and dudes shouldn't be out there twerking either. So you can change this, bro. It just needs a better vision. That's all it is. It needs to reimagine the vision of Bud Billiken. That should be the strategy and the game plan going forward, man.
All right, that's my man, Devin Gordine and Byron. We let y'all say, kept them both. Byron, you need to say anything else before we go?
No, he said it all, man. I'm just done.
Don't be done, Byron. Don't be done, man.
Okay, man.
You don't be acting like that. Don't be pouting today. I understand, man. I'm just saying. I don't want to be like we just the worst thing in the world. Call you on the Maze Jackson show. What you got for me?
Good morning, family. This is Ballhead.
Ballhead. Hey, before you get started, we was looking for some rib tips the other day, and my wife said, "What happened to old boy?" And I said, "Who you talking about?" And she said, "Old boy who made the tips, and we ain't need no sauce." And I said, "Ballhead." I said, "We got to have a dinner to have Ballhead food, cause he only cook for he only cater big stuff. She want to treat you like a restaurant, dog. What's going on, Ballhead? I miss you, dog. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Tell the wife I said what's up, and the son, what's up? He getting ready to go back to school?"
Man, I just took my daughter today, the first day, so I'm like, and I turned up the radio, and he's like, "But I miss you guys too." But this is age appropriate. Yes, you already know. Back in the day, what we did, we slow grind. When it came down, turned the lights on, everybody got separated. You know what I'm saying? But now they don't respect. It's a whole different thing. Like Ruthie said, the social media, they see everything. You can go now and buy a stripper pole to put in your house. They're saying this is a form of workout now, stripper workout. So what can you do? What are you gonna do? We have to go back to the old school way. Hey, look here, go somewhere and sit down. What are you doing? But if you got the parents working with them, trying to be their friend, I'm hanging in the club. That's what they see. That's what they're gonna do. I miss you all, and thanks for listening.
Hey, we appreciate you, Ballhead. I think we need to bring back the slow dance. I think if you brought back the slow dance and people knew that there was something to anticipate at the end of the night, the teenagers will slow it down a little bit. Do y'all? Well, let me stop. Is somebody else on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson show.
Shalom.
Israel. Your part is coming up later, but go ahead. Is there any standards? Is anything is age appropriate? What's up, Femo?
Okay, I'll call back later, but I'm gonna respond to this. Man, this baby having babies, man, and I didn't see what was happening behind me, but I got some calls about some strange things happening in that parade. So, is the age appropriate? Man, it's got to be, man. You don't want no babies out here acting like adults. So, man, was that bad, man? Because I didn't see what happened behind me.
So I'm not gonna say it was that bad. I'm not going to this isn't even just about Bud Billiken. This is about in general. I'm using Bud Billiken as an example because I feel like I made some comments that I feel like people took personally, and it really ain't about personal. It's not about the parade. It's about in general us and how we operate. But
I'm with that.
I want to talk about age of was it a properly executed parade? Yes. My question is, that's the part you're going to talk about in a minute. But for me, there is a part of innocence or naivete of being a child, or at least not having it verified by adults, that I feel like with social media, right? I don't get the Sears. I was looking at the Sears catalog trying to erase the underwear off the ladies to hope that I could see something. Now you could just Google it, right? And so I understand that. And it's just crazy to me that in this space, it's like, does anybody be like, I really felt like when I saw a girl in dancing, because I know every little boy in that joint that was of age was probably like, wow. No?
I mean, I think just as much as we have normalized like this culture, it's pretty much normalized.
Oh, so they don't see.
Well, things have to be more extreme. You know how you said, like, yeah, you slow dance, and then at the end of the night, no, everything is on the next level. Everything is next level.
Oh, that explains.
So it's just as much as this impacts young girls, it also impacts young boys.
Goodness gracious! So he's been like, man, that ain't nothing.
That ain't nothing.
That was something.
But that is.
I was like,
it's a culture of pornography. We have it in our music. It's in our dance, and so the art has always been risque, but we have normalized the most risque parts of our art, and have normalized it so much, and the cycle just spins on social media. The culture of dance in Chicago has been a thing.
Yes, it
has been a thing, and even in the most, even in the footworking culture, you gonna throw in a juke or a bob or something up in there. Like, I just think that nowadays is really just technology has made these things so normal. So there are no boundaries, there are no lines.
I just feel so. Let me ask a question: have we been to any white parades where they play that type of stuff? Where do we go? Who been to a white parade?
Ain't the Bud Billiken the largest?
Not anymore.
Black parade or something?
It used to be. It's not anymore.
But it kind of set the standard. So I would need to look. I ain't never seen nothing like the Bud Billiken.
The parade, the Tournament of Roses, the Macy's.
No, they used to be. No, those are way different.
So no, back up. The Bud Billiken parade at its peak was number 2 to the parade, the Rose Bowl, the Parade of Roses. It was the largest black parade in the country, and the second largest in the country of all parades. Bigger than Macy's, bigger than anything except the Rose Bowl.
You talking about the Pasadena thing, right?
Yeah.
That's a different culture of a parade.
So hear me out. Parade. If you look at the historical pictures of the Bud Billiken parade, it was comparable to the Tournament of Roses parade. It was giant floats. It was aerial displays. It was corporate America spent because it was it was broadcast across the country. It was one of the largest viewed parades as well. It was national. It's not anymore. Right now it's local. It's Channel 7. It used to be broadcast on the Superstation, and black families all around the country woke up in the morning to watch the Bud Billiken parade. And I'm going to talk about, at the end of this, appreciating Don Jackson, who actually was from Central City Productions, who produced the television portion of the parade that made it national, and understood what he was doing that I didn't understand back then, but have a true sense of it now, and recognizing that parade set a standard of black excellence around the country for people who never had a parade or anything like that. So we're going to talk about it some more. I got to take a quick break, and then we'll take your calls, and then I just want to talk about and we got calls on the line? Oh, shoot. We'll take your calls. Plus, then we're going to talk about the actual parade itself and returning it to the children. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 AM. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Maze Jackson.
Byron, you got a nomination for the vice president of the phone club.
Say what?
Dang, Byron. Look, Tennille done nominated you for the vice president of the phone club. Riis has seconded. All those in favor of Byron being the vice president of the phone club signify by saying aye. Go once, going twice. And you are now officially the vice president of the phone club. So Byron, we will be expecting to hear from you regularly. So you and Katie will have an exec board meeting and let us know the rules of engagement on the phone. And Riis is now in your number one fan club. But you got to remember whose show it is, Byron. Don't forget, because Riis will have you thinking, you know how these millennials will do.
I don't pay the bill. I don't pay the bill.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here.
Thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My sundial and denial of the Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. I mean, that's too son. I mean, that's two saints. Like Peter Paul, me and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine genes. Yeah, I be rapping with these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge your knowledge and be good to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the Ruler, and Ruthie Moore. And we are asking, is there such thing as age appropriate for children? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I'm going to take your callers. Let's get through these calls because I do want to talk about the actual parade. This was not, and I want to make sure that we're clear. I just want to know, are there age-appropriate standards regardless? Music we listen to, shows we watch. Does everything go for kids? Like, just because now, like, to me, I'll be like, dang, this is at 7 o'clock. Like, even what they put on TV nowadays. It's just crazy. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
What's going on, babe? What's going on, King? Good morning, y'all.
What's up, James Big Slim Davidson? I do want to point out, I know this ain't no ladies calling. So, fellas, y'all talk. They're going to get y'all in a minute. But go ahead. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on, babe? What I want to say is, I first of all, I want to say I'm so glad I was able to learn from this man and study this man. You know who I'm talking about, of course, Mr. Farrakhan. And I remember the minister doing a lecture. This was in maybe 95, 96. On how it was about how black people would be the face of immorality. And he talked about how it would come a time where everything that's wrong is going to be right. He talked about he spoke on a sense of, it was called the Bank of Decency, the Bank of Foundation, and he was saying how black people would come a time where they would be morally bankrupt. And why I say this, you think about what's going on and how our children are being raised, and he talked about how it would be, they would target our women. I'm so glad that I don't have raising a daughter in today's time because of all the immorality that's in our community. I've watched some of the Billiken parade. I turned because it seemed like the whole parade was about gyrating, boogieing and gyrating. And it's sad to see our young women, I understand this is nothing new, but he talked about how all the filth that was up under the carpet, that was in the dark, is going to be brought to light. And he said black people will be the face of immorality. He talked about how Megan Thee Stallion went on Good Morning America and performed the way she performed. He talked about black people being the face of immorality. You look at social media, you look at the news, you look at how we are characterized throughout the world. He talked about how black people will be the face of immorality. He came again, and we received not. I'm just glad I received the message, and it's evident. It has come to pass from our young to our old, because our old we sit it and see it as being all right or being normal because society said it's normal. He talked about how black people will become the face of immorality. Now, y'all have a good day, bro.
Thank you, James Big Slim Davis. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Do we have, is there such thing as age appropriate? What's up, caller?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, can you hear me? I can't hear you at all.
We can hear you perfect. We can hear you perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Okay, check this out, man. What I'm pissed off about, back in the day, I watched a movie called Dr. Detroit. And the white lady, old white lady said, all the black people was dancing, and she came in, she said, they're such musical people. You know, that's it. Like the black people are the entertainment. But what gets me, man, is that I hate pulling up to 79th in the damn Ryan and 99th in Halsted, and you got these 7, 8, and 9-year-olds out there, they out there with the little tight fits on, doing the little dance, the little hoochie dance in the street with a bucket to get a few dollars, you know, for the uniforms or whatever. I stopped contributing to that, and I told them before, you need to stop putting these children out here because they'll grow up with that mentality, you know, thinking they can dance like this. It's about that. No, this is not what life is about. Go to school, get your education. I don't want to see my daughter. I wish I would catch her little butt out there dancing like that with a little outfit on at 7, 8, or 9 to get some money, make some money for this. Those are, you know, you got perverts, pedophiles, all that out here, man. That's wrong for that. I didn't even watch the Bud Billiken parade, man. Go ahead.
Thank you for your call. Let me first of all say thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 who tunes into us. This conversation will continue on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So I'm gonna tell you, Mary Datcher put a post up last week because I saw a hyper amount of young black kids at the expressway, and she put up a post last week that talked about the fact, because I had a real jaundiced eye view of that as well, of the young ladies working on the expressway. And I'm with Ruthie. I could take the footwork, I could take the flips, I could take the buckets, I can even take the rifle toss. But it was a problem for me for them to be popping, stopping, and dropping. But I started giving because she did that. Mary's point was that a lot of these children who are in these groups, right, in these dance groups and stuff like that, this is their mode of transportation. And we're operating from the sense that they're all funded. We're operating from the sense that they all had all the same advantages. A lot of times, I just don't want to be so dismissive of recognizing when Ruthie, you know, when we say we be down so bad, right? I feel like that is the epitome of we down so bad that we would some way resort to our kid being on the expressway, but it seems as an escape. Go to the call. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller.
Maze.
James, say, what's up, man? What I do this time?
No, you didn't do nothing, bro. Check this out. Hey, backpacking on Debo. You know, it's a little bit of everything, man. It's CPS, it's Chicago Public Schools taking the arts out of schools. I've seen very little of the marching band on the Bud Billiken parade. They took the arts away, where kids can play instruments and learn how to read music and all of that. They don't, you know, everything now is a drum machine and everything like that. But the concept still goes back to reading music, being able to read music, acknowledge tones and notes. Now, they replaced the marching bands with DJs. So now, let me backtrack real quick, Maze. My kids play my son plays city league football. My daughter done cheer. Like I told you, bro, I DJ'd over 30 years. I have made music tracks for my daughter's dance team. Well, they were like the pom-poms or whatever. They had a little gyration in it, bro. It wasn't nothing provocative, but there was a routine. There was a choreography to it. There was still precision as of cheer and dance, like they do in the cheerleading competition. They've
night on the Billiken parade. So whoever these teaching these teams need to go back and watch some of these HBU cheerleaders and dance teams and go back to the concept of what that parade is, of being a parade. That wasn't a parade. That was just a show up and show out thing. Man, Bud Billiken has gone, it took us some steps back, bro. I agree with you on that. It's some things that need to be redefined and have to, like Devo said, have those kids audition. And if they tell them and let them coaches know, this is what we're looking for: precision, cleanliness, routine. We are not just going out there being flare and flare. This ain't the beat. This ain't the paint. This is a dang on, just like you said. At one time, this was a national thing. This thing was worldwide, almost. One of the biggest parades in history. It was about musicianship, precision, routine, and getting to know the public people of the public eye. Kids, they don't even throw candy to the kids no more. Man, they need to bag up and regroup. Let them kids make them audition their routine.
So thank you, James. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me say this. So part of the thing that I love about Bud Billiken is the ability for almost everybody to participate, right? So even if you ain't the South Shore Drill Team, which is the epitome of Bud Billiken, you are JoJo's Dance Club. There's a space for you. And even as you're trying to grow and build, I think they can say we don't accept music with profanity, right? We have certain levels. I feel like there's a way to enforce standards. And I think my thing with, I just don't know that our culture has to be, when we highlight our culture, we have to highlight the worst parts of it, or not highlight the worst parts of it. But I feel like we can know that this is good for us and not, this is not what we want to put on TV. Talk to me. What you got?
Was that James Big Slim Davis that talked about what Minister Farrakhan said?
Yeah.
So I think you got to unpack that a little bit. They use black people to make certain things okay, whether that's something nefarious or whether they want us to vote Democrat. Like they use us to make stuff okay. So when we think about so one thing I always notice is that when you pay attention to young white pop stars, Disney Channel, the Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera's, Justin Timberlake's, Justin Bieber's, when you look at them, whenever they want to cross over to get that bad image, they always turn to hip hop. They always turn to black culture to cross over out of the kiddie pop realm into the sexy bad boy, but they use black culture. And it's something I always noticed when I was younger, and I couldn't really understand it. But they use our culture to cross over. So in order to get out of that Disney Channel thing, Miley Cyrus had to twerk.
Right. So and remember, she did that show with the big heavy set.
But so that's what they do. So if that's the case, then if I kind of noticed that, okay, they use black culture to, to shed certain images, and once you can shed that poppy image, you can do whatever. Now you can make music about sex. Now you can make music about violence. But the thing is that they always go back. They can always revert back to their white culture, just like Justin Bieber did, the same way that Miley Cyrus said, I'm not doing any more rap, I'm going back to country. So I think we got to pay attention to what James said, because he is spot on with the way that they use our culture to show the most deplorable. That's why whenever you see them videos of white people fighting, they always calling each other nigga.
And everybody else too.
That's why when you see white women want to be quote unquote nasty, they always twerk. But if you notice, y'all notice the videos of of the women fighting, then they start twerking, and remember, Mayors, you was like, is that some type of war dance? Remember you said that? I always thought that was so funny. You said it a long time ago, but it was so funny to me that I still remember it. But it's true, though.
Well, I mean, but think about it. Yeah. Yeah. Ruthie, I think you are tremendously on point. I think James is on point. I think that it makes us easier to target. It makes us less human. I just don't know, guys, that you go to.
Well, think about this too, and I don't want to take it too far in this direction because I don't know how the conversation will go, right? But I think that we have to point out the over sexualization of young black girls and young black boys. If people seen little white girls dancing like that,
that was what I was saying.
Go ahead, take it.
No. I want you to take it.
No.
Go ahead.
Alley-oop it.
Nope.
So I'm just saying, like, if people seen young white girls doing that, y'all know people will be like, "Oh my God, They would have. Let me tell you something. They would have taken, and you talked about how that person used to broadcast it. They would have taken that camera and panned it away from them little white girls doing that.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
And I think it speaks volumes that there are men calling in, probably with daughters, who felt uncomfortable. So imagine all the men watching that did not feel uncomfortable, that went and grabbed their Kleenex and lotion.
Hey!
I'm just saying, pedophilia is real, and the over-sexualization of our children is a real thing.
Another male text. I'm a millennial, and I think you're spot on with the bud. You're not out of touch. You believe there should be boundaries. We holler about the exploitation of our people, but let kids pop and twerk to songs like I Like It From the Back. I'm uncomfortable watching it. It's not right, and no one can tell me otherwise. I love us. I also believe that Bud Billiken, for many years in my life, was the only exposure that white executives and white people in the corporate world who never would come to the black community felt like that was the one thing they had to do. And I don't know that we have to show up for white people, but I don't think that we have to give them the C moment too. Caller, we got anybody on the line? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning. This is Helene from New York.
Hey, how are you? From New York? New York City?
Yes. Yeah, I listened to you guys for the past since pre-COVID. I found you guys online, so you're a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Well, we're glad to have you. Talk to me.
Great conversation, great topic. Ruthie, you are dead on point. I agree with you, as well as I'm so happy the men have called in, because when we hear from the men, for some reason, it's my opinion that people are listening. Women will place comments, and it's not to get on parents, but us as people, and as you said, Maze, I love our people. And I've never been to the parade, but nationwide, in New York and any other city in this country, we are targets. And yes, it's over-sexualizing of little boys and little girls, and then they grow up. And I just see that we're turning to the worst, and we have to have more people speak up and place boundaries. You know, why should we have to fix something? And we are. We've always been the lowest on the totem pole, even back in biblical times. And one thing I just want to say, and it's in the Bible, Hosea 4:6 says, our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge and understanding. Sometimes we can't see. We just think it's entertainment, it's cute. But when they start growing up 10 and 11 and 12 and developing, and when men and fathers feel uncomfortable about this, somebody has to say something. So I think it's great, and I'm hoping that it can continue into other things, because it leads into other things. We are over-sexualized, this society. I have a daughter. She was in college. She was on a dance team. It was mixed. It was only black. It was mixed Latinos, blacks, and also white. And there was, the men, the fathers and the mothers, or even the guardians at the point too, that said, no, we gotta curb the music. There's certain things we're gonna allow, and certain things we're not going to allow. So it's just a matter of people standing up and just giving structure, because you don't want to take away the parade.
No.
So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate that. And I guess I do appreciate the men calling in, right? Like, I feel like sometimes as a man, there are things that I see. And if you say something, you feel cornball because nobody is going. Like, I'll be like, y'all don't see this? Like, we cool with this? And here's what I want to make sure we don't do, right? Because here's the part that I feel like we can't do. Like, we cannot attack our people. Like, we got to just say we got to have a better standard, right? Like, we have to see and say that's not for our little girls. They got time for that. I'm not castigating anybody that's in the club, but and you know me, Cardi, I like Cardi, buddy. I laugh at. I mean, Cardi is nice to listen to and laugh at and all that good stuff, but no way in the world do I want any of our young babies emulating her. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Like, I feel like I used to sneak and listen to Richard Pryor. I used to sneak and listen to Eddie Murphy. My parents may even have known that I snuck and listened. I'm sure that my son has walked by and seen a Flash or at a movie. But we ain't sitting down watching it together. And I'm going to say that's not acceptable. And guys, it is crazy. I do feel uncomfortable watching young women that are too young to be doing certain things. And I feel like some of the stuff, I'm not saying that it is, but I feel like if y'all got all this right here, right now, at 6, 7, and 8, what happens when somebody is 12, 13, and 14, and they are feeling it?
Well, somebody said, I wonder what the all-black Channel 7 broadcasting team was thinking.
They was thinking, so we're going to talk about, so here's my thing with that. So there's 2 parades. Y'all know that, right? Do y'all know it's 2 parades? We're going to talk about it in a minute. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break because I'm probably in trouble with somebody at this point. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. When we come back, I just want to give my review of the Bud Billiken parade, and then I want to hear your thoughts and comments about it, not about I just want to talk about the process overall, because the other part was, I think that we have allowed corporations and politicians unfettered access to our community. At one point, there was a cost to it. Now, it's like they feel like they're owed it. And so when we come back, I just want to talk about it because, we are some of the largest consumers in Chicago. And so part of the history of Bud Billiken was the one time a year that corporate America showed its not its benevolence, but its gratefulness for our dollars. And now they can just kind of roll up with a bus, bring a group of people, don't come empty-handed, and be like, we should be happy they're there. Let's talk about it more when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Come out and join us for the All Black Women Matter Justice for Treasure Hendricks March on August 20th, 2022 at 8 a.m. on 15th and Western Avenue in Chicago, where her body was found. 35-year-old Treasure Hendricks was found dead on August 19th of 2021 in an RV trailer belonging to ex-CPD officer Charlie Bell. 1 year later, and still no investigation by CPD. We need to bring awareness to the city of Chicago that Black women matter too. We need your support.
Back to the Maze Jackson Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Taj Georgia, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. He closed schools, left much to be desired. Police had internet naked on their body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Bly. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get their steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
If Bolingbrook could do that, they would do it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host Ruthie Moore in the building, and Ruthie done made me mad again. Around here hating on the Chicago, on the South Shore, talking about they South Shore drill team did not drop it, pop it like
I'm
it's
not
hot.
hating on them. We sitting here looking at the video together.
That's me.
Can't have it both ways.
Okay. Look, see, mom stay drinking. they was getting it in. Look, see, they even had a van. I'm gonna have to put the South Shore drill team on. We're gonna have to play this. All right, y'all. So look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore, and I want to go to talk about the Bud Billiken parade itself. Okay, I'm gonna start with. I got a couple things. So, Bud Billiken parade. This week, hold on, Ruthie, I'm trying to get us straight. We're gonna be extra dope. So the Bud Billiken parade was this week, this Saturday, as we were discussing, and this was the first time that I, Maze Jackson, have had the opportunity to attend the Bud Billiken parade in recent memory as a civilian. Now, I feel a kind of way about that. Because, Bud Billiken is like one of the best traditions in Chicago to me. And I remember when my first experience with Bud Billiken. and I was the director of urban marketing for Coca-Cola, and it was the Coca-Cola Bud Billiken Day Parade, and my job was to coordinate we were one of the major sponsors. We probably spent about $100,000 a year on Bud Billiken, from the media package to the sponsorship. We sponsored the South Shore Drill Team. We had our own float. Plus, then we were participants in every component of it. And I got to tell you that the Bud Billiken Parade has gone through some transition. But remember, do you all realize that the Bud Billiken Parade was actually a product of the Chicago Defender? Mm-hmm. And it was in correlation with the paper. And there was a whole, because the Chicago Defender was like a national paper, right? It was all around the world, and there was hundreds. People watched the Bud Billiken Parade. Bud Billiken, when I first started doing it, let me back up. When we lived in the city, we used to go to it. Then when we moved to Bolingbrook, we would wake up and everybody would watch it, right? Like the family would watch it, and you could call your family somewhere else in the country, and they'd be like, you watch the Bud Billiken? We watch the Bud Billiken. And all the kids would be running to watch the Bud Billiken, and there would be marching bands from across the country. There were everybody had a float. It was literally the second largest parade in the country, only second to the Tournament of Roses. Over 1 million plus people were along the route, and it was the must-do event for black people nationally. Like, people flew in nationally to be in the parade. So then we saw the development of Bronzeville, and we know that there was some time when they were trying to decrease the parade. They were trying to move it off of King Drive. There was all types of shenanigans. And then we saw COVID hit. And I knew something was up, but before that, remember, Tennille, I'll never forget that time we did Bud Billiken and everybody was home before 1 o'clock. And we was like, they trying to kill it. And then it came back. Last year it was like 4 blocks, and we were talking about like, oh, they killing it. And then this time they did it, and it was the same length as the old route. But Ruthie, something about Bud Billiken this year just didn't feel quite right to me. And so, with all love and respect, I came home and I wrote a review. Can I share my review? Uh-oh. Ruthie, would you be okay if I shared the review with you?
Please. What ruffled some feathers?
So about 4:34 on Saturday evening, I wrote this. Bud Billiken needs to be returned to the children. The politicians use it as a show, and corporations are just checking the boxes. I remember corporations went hard for the kids and had to have the best floats. What happened? In this new Chicago, some of old Chicago's traditions need to be preserved. There should be some screening of participants, their music, and how they represent. It's supposed to be about the kids. That stated, thank God for the South Shore Drill Team. They represent everything I miss about my beloved parade. Also, shout out to Neil and the Chicagoland Mom Squad. They throw the best party. Ruthie, so the Sun-Times published a front page yesterday, which isn't lost on me that it was the Sun-Times publishing the front page, because it used to be a Bud Billiken edition that came out. And so now the front page of the Sun-Times said, and again, this is not about production. This is about participation. Ruthie, they said, it's bigger and better than ever. And my thing was, based on who? Who made that judgment? And the fact that white folks were providing us the standard to which to judge our parade by created a problem for me. I think that there was a time, and I'm clear that this is not the same time, but this is why I'm stuck in the past, the Bud Billiken parade was the portal into the heart of the black community. For one day, for 25 hours or however long that damn parade lasted, every corporation that did any business in the black community, any politician knew they better be there and they better show up and show out. I was thinking about the Bud Billiken parade this week because of a variety of things. I think about the breakfast. And I was at the breakfast and I was thinking about the lack of swarming black political operatives who are working their candidates around the breakfast. Right? Just says that, like, at this point in the year, Bud Billiken, every candidate would be having their black operatives working because that was the biggest day. But it just goes to show that we don't really have an infrastructure anymore and ain't nobody got to work. So they take our vote for granted. Like, nobody felt like they really needed to be on point, like running around the rooms, making sure that everything was taken care of. So I noticed there was a lack of black political operatives and a lot of politicians expecting that we should be happy that they graced us with their presence. Right? So imagine my dismay to be at the Bud Billiken parade. Yeah, imagine my dismay to be at the Bud Billiken parade and I see candidates who are looking for black votes. Oh, can I tell you? Oh, let me tell you what happened. So Ruthie, and this be the stuff that blows me. So I was at the Bud Billiken, right? And I ran into, so first of all, you know, I told you I'm the ultimate side chick, right? So I'm the ultimate side chick. So it's like you got people that see me and want to be cool but don't want to be cool. So it's like the people that be like, Maze, what's up? And you know what's inevitably the craziest part is white people and Republicans be like, Maze, what's up? How you doing, man? I love your show, blah, 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 right? All of that. Then it's the black politicians that I may help or at least, or try not to throw fire on, and they want to, or Democrats and they want to snake their way around and kind of like act like they know you, but not like, let me hit you while I walk by, but I don't want to make so nobody see me and shake your hand, right? Then when they see everybody else talking to you, then they want to try to decide and nibble around the sides if they going to do something. So let me tell you about my Alexi experience, because I do need to do this because this really blew me. So I'm at the end of the parade. You know, Ruthie, I have given up on trying to be like cool with everybody. Like, I'm not. If you don't say nothing to me, I ain't going to say nothing to you. Don't even sweat it. So it's like I'm at the end of the parade, and I'm standing there talking to some people. And Alexi walks up, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, dude? You know how you feeling? Blah, 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 right? You know, I feel like sometimes people want you to be like, oh, thank you for... I was like, what's up? So then I'm out. Now let me go outside, and it's like I'm talking to aldermen and quite a few, and some kind of way I get swept. I think I know not some kind of way I get swept. It's Israel, it's Paul McKinley, it's Beverly Miles, and they kind of sweep me into this Republican corner, right? And now I'm stuck in this corner with all the Republicans and Darren Bailey and Stephanie Trussell, and right, and so now you know how you're in the space where people done talk smack, and you could be like, well, you bring me over here and you can play them. But I'm like, oh, it's okay. Everybody good. You know, so I'm giving everybody their props or whatever. So Israel decides he wants to instigate because Dan Brady is there, who's running for Secretary of State. Now, all the Republicans done show. Now, I'm just walking. I wasn't trying to talk to nobody, really. I was trying to be incognito. So then Israel says to Dan Brady, man, y'all two should have a debate to Dan Brady and Alexi. Y'all two should have a debate on Maze Jackson show. What y'all say? What y'all say? Now, Alexi's saying no. He's like, trying to get out of it. Dan Brady's like, sure, I'll do it. Let's do it. I'd love to come on the show. How about Alexi says, I don't want to do anything with that guy because he gets too much bad press. I was like, you came to my joint to tell me I got you in my neighborhood. And you feel comfortable enough to tell me at the Bud Billiken parade that I get too much bad press, that you won't come talk. And I felt, and it was like one of the things like, really though? Really? Like, you just got through trying to talk to me a few minutes ago. Now, I'm cool either way. Don't be cool with me, be cool with me. But don't be trying to, like, how dare you come to me and be like, you get too much bad press. Why? Because I talk about black issues?
That part.
I get too, so you stay away. So you gonna tell somebody to stay away from me in my own neighborhood because I talk about the issues that nobody else wants to talk about for black people? And you feel comfortable doing that? Like, that's what drives me nuts. So now I'm at this parade, now I'm watching. Ruthie, how are you a billionaire? Like, I watched JB walk down the straight middle, surrounded by all these black people, and everybody was in the black, like, you know, it was like, we're with the billionaire. And I'm cool with that, but like, why you ain't shaking no hands? Why you stand in the middle? Go work the crowd, right? And my thing was, I just don't understand, like, how are you a billionaire? You show up to you trying to get black votes empty-handed? Like, we should just be happy. But can I tell you what was crazy? Guess what?
What?
We was, woohoo! And it was like, I really wanted to take the pictures of, because then, who's in the mix? The governor marches through the parade with Tony Preckwinkle, the new chairman of the Democratic Party, and him. Juliana Stratton. And my thing is, so you walking through our neighborhood after you busted up old girl, ain't gave us no cannabis, we don't have no gaming, and Negroes are clapping. And then I'm translated into Mays hates politicians. No. Mays says, what is in it for the black people? And these corporations and all of these people that patted themselves on the back, really, I saw Tony the Tiger. You know what happened to me? Now, what do I say every morning? How you feeling, Mace? Great! Not every morning, but I say, great! That's Tony the Tiger, right? Mm-hmm. I'm begging Tony the Tiger to take a picture. They like, nope. No, I felt like the little kid at the Sesame Street thing, right? They're walking in the middle of the parade route because they're not going to go touch their hands. They're not going to make the experiences. The winners of the parade, now and laters, and the South Shore Drill Team. The South Shore Drill Team, they came, they showed, they delivered. They did their thing. They did their thing. People, like, when you want to see a drill team, South Shore Drill Team did their thing. And I don't want to take away anything from anybody else. But they came and they gave the Black Chicago their best. Does that make sense? Like, they didn't come and say, oh, y'all should be happy we here. And I was looking at all of those corporations, and I was looking at all of the lackluster presentation. Ruthie, do you know that we used to, that when there was and I hate to talk about the black aristocracy, but when there was a black person in corporate affairs for all of them, do you know there was a competition between ComEd and Coca-Cola and all the big black, because they was like, who's going to do the most for the kids on this day? Now I see Google, I see Amazon. They like, we ran out. We ain't even know. I want to like, did you Google it? And it was the epitome of old and new Chicago happening in front of my eyes, where this one thing that was revered and treasured in our neighborhood, in our community, and that we fought, Ruthie, and it was light. Like, there used to be a time when you could not walk along the sides of Bud Billiken. Guess what?
What you mean walk? Because it was crowded?
It was so crowded you had to weave, like it was empty.
Oh, yeah.
Along the sides. And I was saying, like, so you read the narrative and they tell you that it's bigger and better. And I'm saying, from where do you start? No, and it has absolutely nothing to do with when the question. So, Bud Billiken, I believe, will always be able to generate funds.
Yes.
For corporations who have no interest in our community but need to check the box. But if they gonna check the box, then we need to make them check the box. So if you like I used to tell my clients, if the only thing you're doing is Bud Billiken, then your ass better come out to Bud Billiken and make sure that people know you care. You cannot show up in our neighborhood in a trolley. All the people inside the trolley waving like they the stars. The kids are the stars that day. The children are. And it was funny. I was talking to a guy who was riding in a car, and he's historical figure, like business historical, right? And I was like, I told this dude, I said, man, black kids, that whole you can't see it if you can't believe it. Mm-hmm. He's sitting in the car, mad because he there, and I'm like, dog, he's the first black blah blah blah. Like, kids want to fly. Get out, walk, shake their hands. Somebody give them some airplane wings. Be like, you can be a pilot. Right? Like, I feel like we have allowed these people unfettered access to our community without them having to like they can hit us with the cheap version now. Look, man, I said I was there. Here go my $10,000, and I'm going to ride my trolley so we don't got to walk. So we can sit here and we can wave and be like, y'all didn't bring the kids no candy? Yeah, wait. Hold on, y'all. You mean to tell me it's no music? These groups there's no floats anymore? It's like it's no floats. Like, how do you have a parade with no floats? Because I am not against, I love the parade, but I do, like when you see those pictures of what Bud Billiken was for Ruthie, even to this day, I only stayed in Chicago till I was in 3rd grade. Do you know every year that I could ride a bike, we was at the end of that parade with decorating our bikes, following behind it. And imagine what you're supposed to think when you see Amazon come to your neighborhood. When you see Google should, how they have Ruthie, like on the Macy's parade where they have the balloons and the people be walking with the things all. Did you know that used to happen at the Bud Billiken?
With the big
airflated, where the people be walking and it be like Superman and whoever else and the characters and Disney and Ruthie, do you know we had Mickey and Minnie leading the parade? The show, it used to be broadcast nationally. The Bud Billiken Parade was broadcast on WGN as the Superstation, and it was featured, and so people came from around the world to be on it, because if you were there, the whole country saw you. And it's not a diss to what we have. It is, let us not forget the legacy. I'm going to go to the live line, call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Did you go to the Bud Billiken? Did you watch it? What were your thoughts? Am I crazy? Anybody want?
Good morning, my son.
Good morning, Sister Zakia. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine, and I just want to say this quickly to the person who wrote the article in the Sun-Times. This Bud Billiken parade was not bigger. It was not better. And if they had been out watching during the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, like me and other old school elders, they would not have printed that lie. Okay? It was a lie. It was not bigger and it was not better. So I won't go into all of the good stuff we did at the parade. At that time, I lived on 47th and King Drive, right across from the Regal Theater. So, we could sit on the porch. But, of course, the kids would run out into the parade. Now, let me say this. I was incensed I was just totally hurt at the way the Channel 7 newscasters, black newscasters, purposely ignored Dr. Willie Wilson when he came along with his party in the parade. It seems to me when they saw him coming, they engrossed themselves in conversation, talking faster, so they wouldn't have to acknowledge Dr. Willie Wilson. Now, when my alderman came along, Sofia King, the cameraman did a close-up, and they acknowledged that she was a candidate. When Sawyer came along, they acknowledged Sawyer was a candidate, and the cameraman did a close-up of him, he and his party. When Dr. Willie Wilson came along, and he was a sponsor of the parade, of course, but here's a man that feeds people who are hungry, helps people buy gas, helps seniors pay their mortgages so they can keep their homes, help struggling churches, help small business. And you tell me we got 4 black newscasters that cannot acknowledge a man like Dr. Willie Wilson? If that had been a white man, they would have been spitting and grin all up in his face, and the cameras would have been all over him. But no, they chose to ignore him, and I know why. I won't even get into that. But I'm telling you, this parade is going to go down in history as ignoring one of our great, kind, gentle, and generous men for the sake of politics. I know what it's all about, but I didn't like it. So I was angry about that. I mean, you know, of course, I have my thoughts about our young children twerking and dropping it like it's hot and all of that. But that really, really hurts me. Black newscasters. I mean, they got in conversation. When Dr. Willie Wilson come through, they just start talking fast about other stuff so they wouldn't have to acknowledge him. So I called the public relations office and left them an email on how I felt and the executive director. So I'm sure they don't care, but I got to let them know that there was one black woman that didn't appreciate the way that they disrespected Dr. Willie Wilson, a man of his caliber.
All right. Thank you, Sister Zakia. I appreciate you. I think, you know, they going to minimize Dr. Willie Wilson, and I think, you know, professional black folks have a feeling. They feel like they got a special job when it comes to Dr. Wilson. I saw Dr. Wilson. He came over like, man, I got to get on your show. I was like, Dr. Wilson, you know, you can get on the show anytime you need to, right? It's our platform. I saw Sofia King out there. I also saw Jamal Green, Paul Vallis, and LaShawn Ford, who is anticipating getting in the race as well. And they were all hugging and kicking it and telling jokes, and I thought it was funny. The mayor, Tennille, has the most bogus picture of me when the mayor came to say hello. My sister is shady. Did you know she was, Mayor, come take a picture. I'm standing right here. I'm like, you know, I'm standing right here. Mayor, come take a picture with us. You should see me in the picture. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We got anybody else on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Thoughts on the Bud Billiken parade this week? Caller?
Shalom. My section.
Israel. Hey, man, why you out here trying to start? Hey, man, look. See, I was over here trying to mind my business. Israel dragged me over to Darren Bailey, Stephanie Trussell. He had me in a Republican thing. But, hey, Israel, I got to tell you, did you see that video of your boy with the gold glasses? You got to see that, man. They played a sister kind of bogus, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. What's up, Israel?
Come on, man. You know you're a professional BS. I try to be with any windows, whatever you see you do. Any windows and rumor. No, man. Look, I'm going to make the world know I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I am a Trumpster. Don't get it twisted. So I'm saying this, man. I'm against. Look what you said, Julian Harris, or whatever that dude said. I didn't catch that what he said to you about his truth.
Alexi Julius. I thought that was shady as hell. I was like, dog, really? You just got through shaking my hand now because these dudes want to amp you up. You want to diss me? Why you don't say something to them? Like, why? How you gonna diss me? They talking, and you gonna be? I get too much bad press. What? I ain't say nothing.
Man, you know they don't want no smoke, man. Stop playing. They don't want no smoke, man. No. Look, but this is the first time since I don't know what you mean by civilian. This is the first time I was ever in it. So if you was a civilian this time, what was I? A participant or something? Because I've been going 50 years, 40 years.
Yeah, I usually have clients. You working with, like, so when I say civilian, I mean usually I'm there on behalf of somebody. Now you usually be there, and you was working you was working this week. I saw you was directing traffic for the Republicans or something. They was like, what? Yes, sir, Mr. Israel, King Israel. Where do we go? Okay, who else do we talk? Because they was all in the corner. You and Paul had them boys hemmed up. I think y'all told them, y'all don't move, or these black people get you.
I think it's that. We wait that video, bud, bigger. They probably saw these black people in one setting. Man, people spoke, but we had to, let them know. Come on, man, y'all in my hood, like you said, y'all. They got a little comfortable and start walking. But, man, I'm telling you, it was so disorganized, man. The man supposed to have the third vet, because I didn't know $10,000 involved. I heard you just say that, too. So it cost $10,000 to get in there?
It could cost more than 10. Like, it depends. So all of it depends on the package that you buy, because there's two parades. There's the parade and then there's the TV package. So they have a whole thing that they got to do for TV. Right. So you could pay 10 and still not be on TV, right? And that's where people get it twisted. And so that's where that's what he did. He probably just there's an art to dealing with Bud Billiken, and that's when I said I was a civilian. Yeah. Usually you pay somebody who knows it, and then they know, because Bud Billiken be having two separate sets of numbers. 1 through 100, and then they got 100A, 101A, 100AB, 100. So you be like, I'm number 100, and you be like, yeah, but you 100C.
Right, well, let me give you the story. You got to hear the story. Let me give you this $10,000 story. The GOP gave us 10 stacks, and they probably gonna stick themselves in that corner when they gonna get in the march. But when I found out how it was going, they say, oh, they only got the third Camaro. Because I'm used to seeing on people with Camaro. So I go to the third Camaro, and I'm looking like, who Camaro is it? All the Camaros are chucking for some strange reason. Because they're trying to block the GOP from getting out there. You know that.
Right.
So I'm like, what? Then go to the people again and say, where's the third Camaro? I said, all the Camaros gone. They say, take a Jeep. So what I do then? They told me that. What I go do? I took a Jeep.
You tripping. I seen you with that Jeep.
Right. Man, it's a long story behind that. There was 100 Jeeps out there. That one Jeep was in it, so I put 5 Priscals on the side of it. I even kicked the owners out. I didn't even know who they was. I thought these were Jeeps they was paid for. But anyway, the lady getting called saying, my husband's watching us on the news, so I'm going to stop all that party ticket. Because they had 5 Prisco on it.
That's funny. You tripping.
Man. Hey, look, but like I say, I did drag you over in the corner, but I appreciate you believing in me coming over into the corner.
No, you know the thing, man. Like, first of all, I'm not scared of nobody, and I'm not scared of my friends. And it's like, if I can help you with your people, then I am. And it's like, the reality is, man, you brought them to the marketplace, right? You brought them into the space. And so if you brought them to the space, I'm going to trust your judgment.
Paul did too. Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Shout out to Paul, too. I seen. Yeah. But it's just like y'all saw when. That's how it's supposed to work. Like, if y'all, I was like, Paul, yes, Israel, you ain't gotta just tell me if you need me to come over, and I'm happy to help you in your space. Just I want to see us all do well, man. And if y'all got the Republicans on lock, then I'm gonna come. Man, anybody. If you ask me to put somebody on the show, for the most part, we gonna give them an opportunity. That don't mean I'm agree with them, but I definitely will give them an opportunity. You've afforded that in the market. You've earned that in the market space for all the work that you've done.
I appreciate it.
So I appreciate you, bro.
You go, because I know you probably got a call. Appreciate that. Look, the kid is right. Them black newscasters, boy. I see what Trump means by fake news, man. It's real,
man. How you going to all these Republican parties and you ain't called me not one time, man? I got my Trump for Blacks hat.
Ruthie, give him my number, man. I got you, man. Ruthie, give me my number. I'm plugging you in.
With you, man.
Hey, I want to read something to you. Thank you, Israel.
Man.
I appreciate you. Oh, she doing it right now. Look at Ruthie Ruthie on the spot. All right, that's Israel. Let me read the front. I want to read. Can I read something to you? And this is so for everybody who is pumping, who was upset with me. Today, Politico, Illinois Playbook. It says, good morning, Illinois. Fire up the corn dogs. Congress has wrapped up and all Illinois politics are heading to Springfield this week for Unity Days at the State Fair. Top talker. Governor J.B. Pritzker is joined by Democratic Party Chair Lisa Hernandez to his right, Cook County Board President Tony Breckwinkle, and Cook County Clerk Karen Yarborough on the Bud Billiken Parade on Saturday, August 13, 2022. Political Shia Capos. Now, let me read the first paragraph. They say the Bud Billiken Parade is about the kids, but the not so secret is it's really about politics. The annual event kicking off the school year brought out all the political candidates and their crews working towards November general elections. There were subtle and not so subtle messages about party unity among Democrats who have struggled to show that in recent years. It's the Bud Billiken Back to School Parade. The annual event that was created by Robert Sinstack to encourage black children to go back to school. In a state where 1 in 4 black kids is going to go to an underperforming school. A place where they said that we're going to lose 15,000 students. We've got schools, high schools in our neighborhoods that have reading proficiency and math proficiency under 10% of grade level. It is not lost on me that today they tell us that the not so secret about the Bud Billiken Day. This is what white folks wrote, not black people. I'd be curious. So this, Ruthie, is us. This is our narrative in the hands of other people. The Sun-Times telling us that it was the biggest and the best is our hands in the narrative of other people.
I mean, when we think about like the history of the Chicago Defender and the role that the newspaper played, and then we think about the decline of that, why wouldn't the parade suffer that same fate?
So, like most of our institutions, our legacy is no longer in our hands. I wrote on my paper, and I'm going to stop, the appreciation of Don Jackson. One of the things that you all talked about today was kind of what the parade looked like on TV. And there was a company called Central City Productions, and Don Jackson, who is no relation to me, was a television production company, and it produced all of our black programming back in the 70s and 80s, right? Like, so when you saw Know Your Heritage on TV, that was Central City Productions. When you saw the Bud Billiken Day Parade, it was Central City Productions. When you saw the Stellar Awards, pretty much any major black television live production that happened was put together by Central City Productions. And he was a product of the affirmative action. And I think about how much we used to talk crap about Don Jackson. He was a jerk. He had these crazy standards, this stupid parade. He making us do all these things. But Ruthie, I remember he would walk around and he have his headphones on in his production in Central City, and they understood every bit of it. And I remember there used to be a pre-Bud Billiken meeting where all of these things that we're talking about standards-wise was addressed. Where he stood up at the thing and was like, hey, America is watching us right now, right? So there will be no, you ain't embarrassing us because somebody in Arkansas, grandma, is sitting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. In California, they are 2 hours ahead, and they are watching this parade live. And I remember being like, you old stuck-up old black man who running around here think y'all better than. And now I think about people like him. I think about people like Marv Dyson, who, when we wanted to go off the rails 30 years ago, when we was like, why we can't play NWA on the radio in Chicago? When we said, why we can't have T.I. at the top of the parade? Why can't we lower the standards to meet the world that we're in right now? And then as we were talking about this, I was like, was Don Jackson still involved? And when we talked about the production of it, like, it goes from being produced with love by people who understand the role of the parade in black history to it just being the Bud Billiken parade that we got to knock out. And I want to tell you, thanks, Don. Like,
okay, so I had to look this up to see the year.
Go ahead. What year?
I'm going to take us back to 2011.
Uh-oh.
When the Grand Marshal of the Bud Billiken was R. Kelly. I don't need to say anymore. Those who heard what I said what I said. And that was 2011.
See if I wonder, was Central City Production still producing?
Well, the thing is what do we think about our children?
Well, no, I'm with you. But I'm this is my point though. Like, there's a point when somebody says,
There's a point when politics takes over everything and capitalism becomes the name of the game. So I don't want to dive too deep into this, and I have not had a chance to look over this 990 form, but we just need to look at the 990 form for the Chicago Defender Charities to see what's really going on.
And on that note,
that's why I'm clicking off, because I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole.
Don't go.
I don't want to know. I don't need to. I don't want to know, because if I look at this 990 and I look at the compensation, and it's like, I don't even want to know how much money they bring in. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to close that.
Because the corporate part ain't going away. And if the corporate, if I could pay $10,000 and not have to show up, the checks wasn't it. It was what you did for the kids back in the day. But the Pied Piper, dang, Ruthie, you always be messing around.
I just remembered that I couldn't remember the year, and I felt like in 2011, like I was amongst the only people that was outraged.
No, you wasn't.
But 2011, R. Kelly, the Grand Marshal. This year, Jeremiah, the Grand Marshal.
Man, did I say that? Was I not talking about that? Was I not talking about that? Y'all was like, and remember I was like, birthday sex, birthday sex. And mamas was out there. I ain't gonna even talk about the mama that was like, I can't even see Jeremiah. I'm finna be mad if he don't. I'm like, you out here with your baby? Standards. That's all right. With my t-shirt.
I mean, I did see Keith Sweat perform for the first time at the Bud Billiken.
You saw him at the festival, and and Keith, I did too. But
my body,
but he
inappropriate standards, lack of standards,
all over your body. Did he have body there?
Yeah,
he had LW. What's that? What's the one with the girls too? Hey.
Oh, you talking about 3LW was there?
See, but that was for the adults. That wasn't even for the kids. They had the B2K. Then y'all had the B2K.
They had Mario at the same one too. I was the one that Mario had highlighted.
Was it?
Yeah.
I remember B2K being there.
My body all over your body, baby.
Right, B2K was the one with it. I think that was the year after.
Then we had Larry. I was there.
These standards been on the slippery slope for a minute.
So I'm gonna tell you though, I'm just telling you, like, you may be young, but you're ready.
Right. That's Beyonce.
No,
that's Keith Sweat.
I'll tell you something about the
Ready
Beyonce song.
for love. No, that's Jay-Z told her that.
I mean,
let's not even go there.
That's how Beyonce does sing it, but that is definitely Keith Sweat.
I wonder if she paid him for that.
She probably changed 2-3 words, but
Keith Sweat getting his money. Beyonce don't be still. Beyonce put you on. You be like, thank you, because you're gonna relaunch your stuff anyway. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson
Who
show.
on the board? Fuck Billiken. I see their names, but I'm hesitant to dive into it. But we need to.
I'm just telling you,
get control over this one.
They don't be wanting to hear me though, because they be like, what? Because I like Keith Sweat.
No, I just think that maybe possibly we got to get down to the root cause of this, and it's a lot of those dance groups, a lot of those dance clubs, a lot of those dance cliques, whatever they call themselves. It's a lot of them that proliferate our neighborhoods. And so if that's the route that young people are interested in to keep them off the streets, to keep them in some structure, then maybe we need to consider undergirding those dance groups so that they can get back on track to appropriateness and being properly funded.
Well,
I don't know.
A bunch of the dance groups I saw had men in charge. I'd be like, how can a man be teaching girls dance? How to pop, lock, and drop it? Like, do you say, girl, pop it? That ain't how you pop it. And it's a lot of gold and silver hair I saw this weekend on dudes too. I'd be like,
that's a thing now.
Gold hair? Silver hair?
It's that dude, ain't that dude from P Valley or something like that who got gold hair or something? It's a popular character with gold hair out.
Well, this is what I know. I saw guys in boy shorts twerking at the parade, and they was older than the kids, and they was being the stars, and the kids was in their show. That stated, it's time.
It's a different slope, man. I gotta understand that it's
see, that's the problem.
Well, I'm just gonna, I'm Riis, I'm always just keep it 100 with you, man.
Keep it
I understand what y'all want and how it is, and it's just today's culture. You know, so it's kind of hard to argue with like today's culture views and how you get it when this is what everybody is doing. So like I understand how it's degrading and everything, but like Ruthie coming here and yell at y'all every day about being capitalism. So and that's what it's about. It's about the bag. You know, ain't nobody gonna come and watch no marching bands for no hours or no people.
You crazy? If you sing, you wouldn't go watch? Yes, they would.
Maybe if it was HBCU marching bands, anybody trying to see
ain't nobody that was born in the late '80s and up is gonna watch that. I tell you that. If you want to see something that was from like '85 and below, yeah, but ain't nobody born in the late '80s and up is gonna watch anything like that. It's what's on TV now. Is what they doing, what they dancing. Is what you know what I'm saying. Beyonce doing, Mega doing. Like it's TV, and then to cancel it in this world today and cancel culture, you will get a letter wrote on you about. I'm just speaking for my body. This is me dancing, expressing myself. Now I can't express
Riis,
myself.
please don't get
oh
him
my
started.
God! Now you know I said I got
Write
mental
that
health
letter.
problems,
Write that letter.
and that's what
Write that mug.
And that's
Write
gonna win.
Write it.
It's gonna win
I'm
today.
I'm telling you.
So
and
like,
we gonna win today, and our kids gonna be gone tomorrow. It's all good though. I know.
But our kids is up to us. Let me tell you. If I tell people if
right.
TV and all this other stuff cannot win your kids. The lack of you know what I'm saying, being there is why. So
you gotta monitor
I
even
know
before
we
the
can
talent
say TV
show.
this, TV that.
You gotta get that approved.
You pay that cable bill, you pay that phone bill, you do all that. So what your children see, you have provided the access to your child. You know the same thing you can do with your phone. They can do with their phone. And just think about if you was that age trying to erase the little stuff off.
Hey Siri, Megan Thee
Come
Stallion.
on, man, it's gonna pop up. So that's what I'm saying.
They can't even read and write.
We keep yelling about all this and all that, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all that right now, man. Y'all talking about say the kid, say your kid. That's all we gotta do. Say your kid.
And guess what? Exactly. And so when y'all be like, why you don't? Because I'm saving my kid.
If it pop it's working, stop it, check on be it tonight.
See, number one. That's
drop it to you, pop it to you, mop it to you, mop it to you, pop it to you, drop it, pop it, pop it.
Beyonce dropping albums and she half naked on a horse. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
If you wanna ride.
That's what I'm telling y'all. Like, boy, we.
If my son had that poster, I wouldn't be mad.
See?
I'm like,
Double
son, get the
standards.
poster. No, it's not a double standard. If he
Mhm,
got
we
that poster, now, if somebody else was on.
Now your daughter come out wearing that outfit at 14.
You go,
Unfortunately, I don't have a 14-year-old.
the world, burn
That's
it
what I'm saying.
down.
Like,
Not my baby.
see, that's how it is.
I'd be like, baby, don't be like Beyonce unless you like Beyonce.
Like, don't be a billionaire.
Don't be like Beyonce unless you gonna be Beyonce.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Capitalism wins. Yay.
I told you, Ruthie, what? Capitalism.
Yeah, if you know what? Based on all the options, capitalism, dad's capitalism wins, not the other people's capitalism.
This is what we should do.
I just want
we
to say
had
that.
foster grandparents back in my day. That was like elderly people that used to volunteer to wear these like red jackets, and they used to just be like the foster grandparents in the schools, the hallways, everywhere. We need to bring back foster grandparents.
They'll be done curse them people out now.
You would be surprised.
Well, you don't see these kids now.
That's what we need to bring back.
Ain't
All
my
the,
dad.
We need to bring
every
the
dance
my
crew
mama.
need a foster grandparent so they can say
That's your problem. You don't know neither one of them,
Ain't my
punk.
dad, ain't my mama.
That's why you don't know neither one of them, punk. Now sit down.
Do whatever I want to do.
I'm gonna do. Now they used to try that with my. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's funny though. I think you're right, Ruthie, because they tried with my mama, and my mom don't be playing, and it be like they be having all.
they like the discipline.
Right. They like to know somebody paying attention to them too. And but okay, Miss Jackson. All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Ruthie made us go late today, though. Just for the record.
That was you looking up that 990.
Right. I don't even know what the hell a 990 is. Anyway, look, for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, hey, real quick, I think I am going to be out Thursday and Friday because the boy got to go to school, so I'm not going to even be playing no games. So enjoy tomorrow. We'll be off Wednesday and Thursday, and then back on Friday. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back tomorrow. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mace said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We